It's good to get that out of the way right before I turn this on. Okay, here we are again. I apologize if I am scratchier and or quieter today than usual. Might also speak a little slower than usual. I've been nursing that for the entire weekend. I thought it was just a small cold, but I was really starting to get symptoms of it starting on Wednesday. You might remember on Thursday I mentioned I had to put a pillow behind my back because I was getting body aches, and yeah, so it knocked me, it turned out it wasn't a small cold, it knocked me flat on my ass for like 3 straight days, and at the moment I am currently unsure if I'll even be able to talk through this whole stream. I think I'll be okay. This is kind of just a stress test, really, to see if I'm on the mend or if I need to call the doctors tomorrow and get something else to prescribe for me. But I'm currently on zinc, a non-drowsy daytime decongestant, and a honey lozenge that I just finished off before I clicked go live, so a combination of factors should make things a little bit easier for me to do this. It's just the problem, of course, is the fact that I'm not as close to the microphone excuse me, as I usually am. So I have to project my voice a little bit more than I usually do, and it makes me feel like I need to cough. And a lot of the cough now, before it was like mucusy, right? Like it was all to get mucus out of my chest. Now I think it's mostly just because I've been coughing so much for the past 72 hours that it's mostly just like relieving a tickle or the dead skin that's in my throat from all of the coughing, or the irritated skin that's in my throat from all the coughing. So yeah, so there's not as much mucus now. There is a little bit, and I'm going to go blow my nose now because there is a little bit, but not as much as there was. Before, I couldn't go 5 seconds without blowing my nose or doing any of that stuff. So that's just an incredibly good picture, I'm sure. So let me just blow my nose real quick, and then after that we will get started. Okay, and I will try my best not to cough directly towards the microphone. Sometimes it's very like sudden that it comes up and it's like, nope, you gotta fix this now, but most times I can anticipate it and kind of just turn my head and take care of it that way. So, and also if you listen in the background, you may hear vaguely what I sounded like a few days ago, basically. So because a couple of people are ahead of me in my household in terms of where they are in the sickness, and one person is a couple days behind me, so that's fun. Alright, off we go. I'm anticipating it again. That one wasn't as bad. So I may sound a little bit like death, probably from all the smog around here. But hey, guess who I found just wandering around while I was looking around Little Laran? Interceptor is here. Hello, buddy. Have a treat. He is trying to eat the treat, but there's a box in the way. Hold on. There we go. And naturally, because I found Interceptor hanging around, that also means that I was able to find my other friends. I was able to find Quenfucius. He's back. And also Parvati, who I guess I can just do this and summon up. Not that we can fly at the moment, so Parvati doesn't exactly have a huge role to be had, but we can fix that eventually once we get ether currents here. They said that they had to take a little detour. It was the Pillar of the Sky, not the Sky Pillar, so that was my mistake. But they said they had to take a little detour in order to get something called a Pegasus Magi. I don't know all the details, but here it is right here, the Pegasus Magi. So basically, now that we have that in my inventory, whenever I teleport, they three will teleport with me, using the Pillar of the Sky as their method of travel rather than through Aetheryte. A little convoluted, I'm sure, but hey, if it allows me to make a reference to some other project that I did, then I'm all okay with it. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, the Stream Edition. There's a lot of people wandering around here today, or at least it looked like it for a couple of minutes there. Last time, we bamboozled the Yulmoran army and ended up in the land of the Fairies, the Fey lands, Ilmag. And today, we're going to go ahead and, now that we've done some chores for them, we're going to go onto the Truth and continue exploring around. Now, you may notice that my map looks a little more filled out than it did the last time we were here. It's the same thing that happened with Lakeland, where basically I got a mark to hunt for the for Clan Nutsy, like right around here, I think. Hold on. There. And, I also, while I was up there, I just figured, you know what, I might as well take care of this while I'm there. I went ahead and grabbed 48 True Gold ore, and what was the other thing that I grabbed? Highland Spring Water, that's what I grabbed, some Highland Spring Water over here. So those were two other things that I needed. There are more pieces to the puzzle of the eventual Crystalline Mean quest that we're going to go do. And, yeah, so we're going to fix that in a little while once we actually get to that point. But I wanted to finish Ilmag first because there's kind of story reasons for us not to go back to Lakeland at the moment because the Yulmaran army is there. That being said, I'm going to throw caution to the wind because it means that we'll be able to hear the entirety of the Amaro theme now. And we're going to go back to Fort Job in Amaro and fly directly over Laxan Loft because I have to go talk to Feoul about my retainers. So let me go do that. Again, more for demonstration purposes, just so that you could hear the whole Amaro theme. So I can even turn the BGM up a little bit so you can hear it a little better. Like maybe there. Oh, that's still too low. There we go. Yeah, what the hell? It's turned all the way up. And then it was at 66, so I'll just turn that down once we're done. I wanted to show it off anyway. It is a pretty good theme, and I'm never going to get it Amaro mount, so it's the only way I'm ever going to hear it, so. But, yeah, something tells me that Ranjit wouldn't be too happy if he knew that I was taking this way to get back on the way over here. I don't know if we'll get to play the whole theme from this. You need like 3 whole minutes in order to play the whole theme, basically, and I don't know if there's any Amaro porters that make you fly for 3 whole minutes, but this will probably get pretty close. Okay, I mean, we pretty much got a whole loop there, so that's not too bad, actually, all things considered. It's probably as close as we're going to get to a full loop out of anything here, so unless I, for some reason, decide to fly from the bottom half of Calusia to the top half. But since Quenfucius and Parvati are here, we can listen to their mount themes too. I'll just turn them off once we get back to Little Laran. So we'll go back to the Crystarium. We'll go ahead and grab take care of my retainers for the day, rather. Grab, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm grabbing Feo Ul to take care of my retainers for the day, but after that, we'll fly back, so. Why'd you hear a Metal Gear Solid call, Lifeblood? That is my alert notification on my phone. So that's why you just heard that. It's a constant in my life because I get alerts all the time, so. That one in particular was a notification from Twitch letting them know that I can adjust my dashboard from my mobile phone because I have push notifications on for Twitch now, so yeah, there's that. And hello, Lifeblood, how you doing? Welcome back. Hopefully you're doing better than I am, because even hopped up on medicine, I am, well, not suffering. I wouldn't say suffering is the right word. I'm just really frustrated at the fact that this cough is so catchy and, like, it's kind of deep down in your system, too. Like, it almost feels like it knocks the wind out of you every time you cough, at least the deeper ones do. So, it's a pain in the ass, and it's making it so that I'm talking significantly scratchier than usual. And I just want it to go away, but it won't go away, so. We'll see what happens with that. Oh, Matilda's at level 74, nice. Let's send her on her way then, so she can eventually get to 75. I probably should have waited to do that until after I got rid of these lorikeet eggs and elegant silver pieces, but that's okay. I'm storing my level 6 materia with her as well, just so that way I don't have to, like, rebuy it or something, so. Am I sick and the acoustics of the room are fucked too? You barely recognize my voice. Actually, it's because I have a microphone in a different place right now. It's above and behind my laptop, whereas usually it's like closer to like right here. So the acoustics are a little bit different when I'm doing it this way because the microphone is closer, obviously. And usually it's on a table instead of on my desk behind my laptop. But at the moment, because it's so far back from where it usually is, the acoustics end up being changed because of that. So, yeah, I thought it was a different person for a hot second. That's fair, honestly. I can see it. I did at one point have the microphone closer to me, so there was barely any change in sound. But my desk is small enough to where I can't really fit my hands on the mouse, the keyboard, and have the microphone on here without something being halfway off the desk and onto the floor. So I had to come up with a compromise that would allow me to not feel like I'm cramped and giving my wrists like a cramp in the process. Do I need to send Ghost Hammer out at all? I don't think so. Sorry, Feo. Well, I guess I don't need you for this one, but thanks for taking care of Matilda for me. Yeah, so I had to come up with a compromise where my wrists weren't going to get messed up just from me doing this, and this was the best I could come up with. It's, you know, not ideal, not optimal, I don't think. It'd probably be better if I wore, like, a headset microphone, but those always, like, make my head hurt, so, you know, one of these days, maybe I'll make a fix. We'll see. Thanks, Lifeblood, appreciate it. I'm sure I will. I think I'm on the mend at the moment, even though it might not sound like it. I am significantly better today than I was over the past 3 days. I was coughing so much over the last few days that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get up all that well, but I'm pretty good today. I think I'm on the mend, so it just doesn't sound like it until later, but oh, that's not Parvati. Let's let Parvati stretch her wings a little, shall we? Because we can fly here now. Only thing I don't like about not having riding maps on these maps is that it feels like when you take off, you just like jump in speed really quick, and then all of a sudden you'll land and it looks like your mount broke its legs because you stopped so suddenly. So probably when I'm going to be landing, I'm going to have to break my muscle memory and actually like try to land standing still, which is not what I normally do. It doesn't feel conducive to flying, you know. So guess who's gotten himself Pyre for Christmas? I'm guessing Lifeblood did. Nice, Lifeblood. Hope that you get as much enjoyment out of it as I did. I definitely got quite a bit of enjoyment out of it myself. I tried playing it on True Nightwing difficulty. Honestly, I might retry it on my new PC because this one's a little stronger than my old one, but I was still having problems with frame drops on the PS4 version. So it was making it difficult to play through all the twitchy action sequences in it when you have to also deal with the fact that it might skip 30 frames in a row and the computer can move on them and you can't, so. But, I mean, on lower difficulties, it's definitely a ton of fun. So I definitely hope that you enjoy it as well. Alright, we're almost back in Little Iran, and once we're back there, we can move right along. I'm just gonna leave these red Amaros be. If I know anything about red tinted mounts in this universe, I probably don't want to mess with them too much because they might Amaro meteor me or something. Might have to blow my nose again sometime soon. Stop walking toward me, weird arachnid thing. I can't even see what it says. Hang on. Samiad? Something like that. And these flower baskets should be fine. I don't think I'll draw their ire. Maybe that one, but after that we're basically back, so. And then we can move along.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Going to pick up my prescription.
Okay. Sounds good.
You know,
Yep. Yeah, Pyre kind of does feel like a story with occasional gameplay. Like, it's more of a visual novel with occasionally you play like a really high-octane sports game, basically. So it's kind of an interesting one. Definitely unique in my perspective. I've never really played a game with that kind of gameplay style before, so. It's, like I said, definitely unique in my book, all things considered, so. Let me take a drink now that we've wandered all that way, and then we'll talk to Thancred about getting on with the truth. Oh, excuse me. Yes, there also are black chocobos that are aggressive in Ivalice in Final Fantasy XII. I think they're in other games as well, but that's the one that I know they're in, and they're aggressive. Those ones aren't nearly as dangerous as the red chocobos, though. Red chocobos, well, it depends, because some red chocobos are lower level, but there's a specific one in Final Fantasy XII that's like level 255 or something ridiculous like that. Like 3 times the level that you can get to maximum in the game, so yeah, it's pretty nuts. So, actually, I think I'm going to blow my nose again before I talk to Thancred, so I'm going to go mute for a second. There we go. Alright, Thancred looks just like I feel. Well, I would imagine that if Thancred looks the way that I feel, then he's probably also feeling a little under the weather. Sorry to hear that, Thancred, unless you're just annoyed at these pixies, in which case I'm not really annoyed at the pixies, I'm just sick. But, you know. Hate this when entities are stronger than what you're allowed. Don't care that they're overpowered, you care that they're over max level. Yeah, it just feels like they're breaking the rules, doesn't it? It's like, wait a minute, hang on. I feel like you turned on hacks their level 255 red chocobo. Like, what? Hold on a second. I need to back up because I need to understand how you got to that level so I can maybe get there. Like, That's not even the only time that happens in Final Fantasy XII, now that I think about it. A lot of the late-game optional bosses have a move called Growing Threat that they use, where it just doubles their level. Just like that. You know, when they're at like 25% of their health left, they just double their level and decide, nope, all my stats are through the roof now, and you just die. Okay, that's fine. That's true. The red chocobo might be in debug mode, Cole. That is a possibility. It might be the developers testing the limits of the battle engine. So, I mean, that's what they usually decide. Yeah, as menial tasks. It's. I guess we can be blessed that they didn't turn us into a bush yet. That's because they're children. If they had troubles worthy of the name, they would be remembering how they died, and that would just be terrifying. So, yeah, excuse me. What? Yeah. They just double their level. Okay, sure. They don't kill you right away. I shouldn't say that they kill you right away. What they actually do is they double their level. And when they get to a low HP value, some of them have something called ATB Charge 0, which is an ability that basically allows them to attack with no delay over and over and over and over and over again. Whereas you have to take like 2 seconds between attacks, and basically what it amounts to is you having to spam Curaga with 2 people on your tank and then let your tank do all the damage, and it takes fucking forever because when they get low on HP like that, they also, because of growing threat and because of other abilities, end up with massive defense boosts. It's why I don't fight the optional bosses in Final Fantasy XII very often, because they're just not fun to fight. They're just kind of dickheads to fight, and it's not really... It's a stat check rather than a challenge, you know, in most cases, so... Well, that's what they do. They're pixies. What do you want them to do? Again, turn us into bushes? They could be doing worse right now. Cole, are you ready to go in the call? I promise I won't infect you because we're an entire household away from one another, so... Yeah, feet in the ground because it goes up. Yeah, they haven't managed to fix that. I think that's a limitation of the engine, honestly, for this game, because this engine, the game engine for this game is like 12 years old at this point, I think. I think it's the one, still the one from 1.0, which came out in 2010, so... You ready? Okay, I'll send a call out for you so that you can get in here with my dusty ass. There you go. Oh, hi.
My dusty ass.
That's me.
If I get sick, I'm calling bullshit.
Well, the only reason you would get sick in this case is if anybody else was sick at the Christmas thing, because I was not there long enough to infect you. So.
On the subject of Christmas, you want to know what's bullshit?
What's bullshit?
I lost my fucking water bottle.
Oh, that's not good. You think you left it at Nana's?
It may be. We don't know. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. Do you have a spare over there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, at least you've got that until we find it.
I'm still mad because I like that.
Yeah,
like
no,
it's
a big chunky bottle, so it holds a lot of water, but it'll turn up. So.
Oh, shit.
Well, this is part of my theory solved. They're born from the souls of those who died as children. So. Yeah, and their idea of fun is sometimes questionable on a moral scale. So. Yeah. Okay, so maybe their souls aren't intact? Yeah. It's a great story, these pixies. They've got a fantastic way of living, you know. It is quite common, yeah. They're pretty much falling back on, like, the European-centered folklore for pixies and fairies with this particular area, so. They do that quite a bit, honestly, in the first. Like, a lot of the folklore and the background for a lot of the... like the denizens of this area that we're in is pretty much like European centered, whereas in the previous expansion, because it was set in like the Final Fantasy version of Japan most of the time, they mostly relied on, well, Japanese and Chinese folklore. So it's a step in a different direction. Definitely possible. Yeah, I guess you guys are in a bit of a gray area, aren't you, considering your bodies are back in the first, but your souls and your memories are here.
I can't believe everyone here is a ghost.
Oh, boy.
Except you. You get to keep your body because you're special.
Yeah, well, apparently my etheric ties to the source are larger than... Well, that's not necessarily true. Other people's in this party's etheric ties could be strong enough to actually get them back to the source, like you, but Graha won't let them, so...
I actually heard the moment in that sentence where you were speaking. Like, the exact instance.
Where you knew I was going to mention Graha.
I was going to say, where you sounded like you wanted to cough.
Yeah, that's true, too. In one game, pixies are born through the wish of women wanting a child and or because their child died. Yeah, I could see that too, yeah. I think there's a couple of different varieties of the child died turned into pixie story in this area specifically. So, we'll see.
Turned into a pixie, saddest shit I've ever seen.
Well, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, yes, because I happened to form a pact with a pixie when we came here, so... I figured we could rely on her as a last resort, but, yeah. I figured we kind of needed to make ourselves, you know, amenable to the pixies around here first before we called on her aid. I didn't want to take up any of her precious time. Sure. Sounds like a plan. Alright, we gotta call Feoul, so let's go do that. Use your keyboard or the software keyboard to enter Feoul. So you can only enter Feoul. Okay. Now I gotta go up here to do it. Alright. I gotta target this. I think if I remember right, targeting this prevents the save from going out to like the rest of the people around you, but I'm not 100% sure about that. What do you mean finally remembered? I quite literally just talked to you about my retainers. This is the only problem, by the way, that I can recall there being with Feoul, is that, well, I'm sorry it's a half-hearted call. I literally can barely speak, so, you know, that's part of the problem. This is the only problem that I can find with Feoul, by the way, is that they don't provide additional dialogue here if you've talked to Feoul recently. Why is that a problem? Because it makes Feoul come off as this sort of, like, spoiled brat, and they want you to like Feoul because she's one of those sorts of characters that becomes very likable over the course of the time that you spend in Ilmeg. But when you quite literally go talk to her 5 minutes ago, okay, it was more like 15 because I was in the Crystarium like 15 minutes ago. You come here and then she says this sort of shit to you, it makes her come off as either... one of two things happens. It either makes her come across as spoiled brat, or it makes your character look like a complete dumbass. And I don't want either of those things happening, honestly. Like, I'll be a dumbass on my own time. You don't have to make me do that. And this could have been solved with one single differentiating line of dialogue that was tripped based on a flag, where she said something like, well, you know, I'm glad that you've talked to me recently, but you could have summoned me to help you with the thing at Laxen Loft, or something like that, basically. Like, I can do more than just move stuff between realms for you, you know. And it could have solved this whole problem for me. But because they didn't bother to put in the work for that part, it sort of, honestly, provides a big red flag for me about the whole thing. I don't want to be, you know, unfair. Feoul is still one of my favorite characters in the X-Pack. This is just a stain, honestly, on the whole thing. So, anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's keep going. There might have been a flying elephant a minute ago over there. That over there is a gigantic moth, by the looks of it. So,
Worm.
Yeah, that. It is quite the rant, yes. I go on plenty of rants in this particular game, Lifeblood. I understand that that is not your cup of tea. But if I don't rant about it, I will literally explode before I finish playing this game, so...
This is true.
You know. What was the thing I need to put in there? I need you. Feoul, I need you. Actually, I need your help. So, that's... you know. Oh, please, Feoul, I need you. Goes to show how much
Fun
attention
fact, this is the longest
paying.
fucking /say in the entire game.
Hmm.
The one you're about to come up with, too.
Oh, loveliest of branches, grant me your succor. Alright. Sure. Please. Let's not forget please this time. That is the magic word. So. And there is, in fact, an exclamation
never
point
say
in there,
thank-
too, so.
Never say thank you to a fae, but please? That
I mean,
works.
that's just good manners. Are you having trouble?
You're late! Late! I've been waiting for you to summon me ever since you came here. Waiting and waiting and waiting.
This is what I'm talking about. This could have been solved with one line of dialogue.
Okay, in defense of most people, this line was very funny, because early in the expansion people were marathoning and not really worrying about my retainers on this world.
Yeah, but that comes up with the agency problem that I talked about before, where they only think one type of person can play Shadowbringers, and it makes 99% of the other types of characters who got here, like me, feel like they're not talking to me, they're talking to someone else.
Unrelated, Feoul, if you want to have an idea how big Lalafels are, Feoul's entire body is my head and my torso.
Oh, wow. That's impressive, actually. Find it quite funny that you have to exaggerate the summon. No, it's funny that you have to do that. That's fine. It's just, again, it doesn't take into account the different things that you as a player have done previously here. It could have been solved with one little line of dialogue if they took that into account.
How you doing?
So. Yes, hello, Marie. How you doing? Welcome back. We summoned Feaul.
This is the scene that made me hate Shadowbringers.
Oh, good. So I'm not the only one. This isn't the one that made me hate Shadowbringers. This is just one little problem that I said before, where it's like, okay.
This scene fucking murdered me the first time through because I hadn't touched my retainers for the entire expansion at this point.
I was gonna say, I think the twins are about to kill each other, so that's fun.
Honestly, just a joke.
Anyway, back to my little sprite friend.
But just now you called for me.
I love the twins so much.
So fervently. I couldn't possibly stay angry at you.
Well, that's good, because I can barely get up the energy to actually put energy into calling you, because I can barely breathe, so...
Very well. As your lovely branch, I will lend you my strength.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. I didn't need the rant of... Why have you not summoned me since you got... Like, it makes you look like you have short-term memory loss. I already account for enough of that here, Feaul. You don't have to do it, too.
Well. It's been too long.
But what business has kept her away?
Of any new games, though, apparently. If I were you, I'd be bored of myself.
Well, they are. That's why they're trying to find new games with us.
That mortal is mine. No matter what you do, he will never be yours. Never, never, ever.
And my friends, too. Let's not forget that part. Are the people in this world tiny compared to the people in our world? No, it's just this area specifically because it's all like pixies and sprites and fairies and that sort of thing. So, they're all smaller than the people in our world, but there's people of all different shapes and sizes in our world, so. And in this one, it's just not in this section of the map, that's all. Near the end of the story, I hate this game.
Slaughter all Faye try to claim you herself?
Well, yeah, probably. Near the end of the story. I hate this game that made me forget Feaul at every damn turn. Yeah, that's because the writer was writing this and realized, oh, I forgot Feaul. Twice!
What about the others? Surely we can keep them.
No, you can't keep them either. They're for my amusement and mine alone.
Oh boy. I'm glad she's on our side.
A finger on my sapling. I'll scatter the contents of his bag all over your precious village.
Oh, okay. I mean, I do have a lot of things in my bag because of a quest that I don't know about yet.
Festering food, stinky, sweaty small clothes, and all manner of other terrible, unmentionable things. How would you like that?
I will let her go off on this, even though none of the above are in my bag, because I want them to actually, like, leave me the fuck alone, so...
He's not talking about your bag.
Alright.
Is this a threat? Yes, in this case, Lifeblood, it is a threat. They definitely don't like any of that stuff.
Aye, that's all we ask. And we promise we'll play nicely.
Good.
It seems we won't be joining you.
Have fun!
I come back and those twins are bushes. I'm burning down the Feywild.
I thought you were doing that anyway.
I'm almost...
I'll just turn the heat up on my flamethrower. How about that? I
I'm
feel like
considering
for all
not
the...
burning down the Feywild, if only because Feaul likes it here.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I feel like for the entirety of this section of the map, you should just play Machinist, just in case you need to burn something down.
I'm on Black Mage, it's fine.
Okay, well, you can burn something down on that,
I forgot how pretty Ilmeg is.
Yeah, no, Ilmeg as a map is actually really cool looking. And again, I really like the daytime music here as well. The nighttime music's okay too, but I like the daytime music here as well quite a bit because it's just so soothing of an area, which I guess is a little bit ironic considering the Pixies live here, but, you know.
How are you feeling?
Unironically, probably one of my favorite areas in the entire expansion. Like, I love this place.
There's only one field area for me that does it better than this area, and we won't be getting to that for a while, so.
Apologies.
It's so pretty here.
Sounds like a plan now that we've resolved this matter. Let's go see our friend.
Your lovely branch is useful, yes? So whenever you're in trouble, you must remember to make use of me.
I will attempt to do that, but the story writers will prevent me from doing it because they don't want me to actually have any agency in this X-Pac Fail. So thanks for doing this, but I won't see you again till about level 79. Bye. I think they're Welsh because the voice actors for this game are mostly English or in that area, that whereabouts. So they kind of wanted to give them something that was slightly different from the norm, but not like overly so. And so they weren't like, you know, just suddenly having French voice actors or something in there.
Unrelated, I find it deeply amusing that this game decided it was a great idea to put Urianger in the Feywild.
I mean, he is the smartest out of all of us, so... He's the one that knows how to fix this stuff, because he's always thinking about how to be one step ahead of everyone, not just the pixies. So... Well, it is called the Bookman's Shelves, so... Sounds like a pretty good place for him to go. You want to join party, so that way it's like...
Yes.
Okay. We can just do it all at once. Oh, and I have more Gasol greens in case Confucius needs it. I found Confucius at Interceptor, by the way.
Ah, I see. You brought the secret weapon.
Yes. So now we are almost a light party, basically. I mean, between Interceptor and Toy Alexander, we probably do about the same amount of damage as a light party, so... We just don't have a tank or a healer. Oh, Confucius learned a few new things in the Pillar of the Sky, by the way. He's currently maxed out on at rank 13. He's got a couple of defense skills, a couple healing skills. He's maxed out on attacking skills, so he's pretty
under
good.
The impression you just had Choco regen, and that was all you needed for healing skills on Chocobos.
I mean, yeah, that and Choco Cure are pretty much all you need. You don't want to go above rank 6 for the healer tree for Chocobos, because then they'll get Choco Surge, and they spam that. Like, they'll spam that before Choco Regen, and they'll spam that before every Choco Cure, because it runs out in like 5 seconds. And they won't spend that time DPSing, which will just allow them to kill things faster, so... Yeah. It's not so good. Don't get it. If you did get it, you can buy a Reagan Pepper from the Billmaster for Allied Seals back at your Grand Company for like 20 seals, which you can get for like doing 1 weekly. So...
God.
It's pretty easy.
I thought the Syria has no right to be this pretty, actually.
And just think what it's going to look like after we get the night back. Oh, look at the little rainbow popping off on that prism there. It's pretty moths, pretty morphos. It's cool, actually, and I'm going to go a little bit biology professor here for a second, but it's cool to see that despite the fact that the entire world has been bathed in radioactive sunlight for 100 years, there's still dimorphism between the insects around here. That is a good sign. It means that life can probably still recover here, even if everything is fucked the way that it is right now. Like, once we set the natural course of day-night cycle back, these things will probably adapt quickly, because the fact that they're able to change their colors depending on what species they are means that they'll be able to be better off after nature is restored, so. Sorry, I keep having to stop whenever I cough. So.
You know, there's an auto-run option, right?
Yes, I know. I just don't want to auto-run into a hawker. That's all. Oh, you know what we haven't been looking for?
Ether currents?
Yeah, there's one to the southeast. Well, we'll be going back that way in a second anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. Blood Morpho, yeah, that is a bit gruesome, honestly. Maybe they're, like, vampiric. Maybe they suck blood. But, excuse me, still, it's pretty cool. Yeah, oh, the fucking bees. Yeah, there's bees here, too. Killer bees, even.
Don't get Final Stung.
They're a little bit...
All of them have Final Sting.
They're a little bit late in their, in the compartmentalization of this game's story, aren't they? Usually killer bees you see, like, in the first couple of hours.
Final Sting's fucking dangerous.
It is in, you know, dungeon situations. Most of the time, out here, you're only fighting the one, so you can just stun it or kill it before it does it to you, so...
Let's hope they didn't turn Urianger into a tree.
Well, if they did, then these books must have come from, or been here before this, so... Your first run with Final Sting back in Car Normal mode, yeah.
Are you in?
Yeah, I think that happened to us as well. That was, fun. Why did the tank die from full HP?
To a world weary of heroes. A hero wends his way.
Good. Urianger has still
The Exarch did send word
got
thou
his
wouldst be out, but
way of
where did
speaking
I
down.
imagine thou wouldst arrive so soon.
The Chad returns.
So soon? Are you sure? You've been here like 4 years, dude. I think. You were the tank and you were undergeared. Yeah, that's a death sentence.
So glad am I to see thee once more, my friend, and none the worse for thy travails.
And I'm glad that they finally let you out of the Waking Sands, because they've been keeping you trapped in there forever, Urianger.
Yeah, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Shadowbringers is that point in the story where
We'll meet
Urianger
outside.
suddenly just
He's my favorite
becomes
of
a
the
full-blown
Scions.
character.
He's my favorite of the Scions in this X-Pack, though that's not really saying much, because before this he had, like, no character development, because he was trapped in the Waking Sands for quest purposes most of the time, and when they did let him out, he was pretty good in the Heaven's Ward patch content, where he got approximately 5 minutes of screen time and then had to go back to the Waking Sands. Now he's not there at all. Well, he is, for quest purposes. Technically speaking, if I go to the Waking Sands right now, even though he's in the first, Urianger will be simultaneously in the first and in the source at the same time. He's Schrodinger's astrologian at this point, but, you know.
That's just his twin. Also, if you were wondering to me, Urianger gets even better in Endwalker. Like, holy shit, does he get much better in Endwalker.
Well, that's because they're letting him breathe, and also he's the best of the Scions, because he's actually, you know, has more character development. Most of the other characters feel like they've already done their character development and they're
I
rehashing
take
it.
it thou hast met with our other comrades already.
Listen, there are some scenes with Urianger and Endwalker that actually made me tear up. One in particular. Jesus Christ.
Is that the wise guy? He
Wasn't
looks
even
like the punk. I mean, it's his clothes. These are astrologian clothes, and I think they're the level 80 astrologian clothes, so they were trying to show him off. Like Thancred with the coat there. That's the Gunbreaker level 80 coat, so.
Which is surprising that Alice didn't get the level 80 Red Mage stuff.
Yeah, a little bit. Then again, she's never really been one to dress with a feathered cap and stuff like that, so. Depends on how fast the world
Now
became
that I think about
radioactive,
it,
how fast the world recovers from it, because radioactivity is being an outside factor. It's not necessary for the world. That's true, yeah. That's a good point.
now that I think about it, the feathered cap would have actually made sense given that she was running around in the desert.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if she was dressed out in like a bunch of heavier cloths like red mages usually wear, she probably would have been a little... Then again, she has like fluff on her collar, doesn't she? And that doesn't make sense for a desert.
That Master Alphino and Mistress Alize now travel in thy company is of great comfort to me. As for the rest, it beginneth in earnest. The hunting of the Light Wardens, and perforce the war with Yulmore.
It's a wonder the war didn't start a while ago, considering the truce they have with the Light Wardens, but, you know.
Hark thee then to my words, and through them behold the vision that I did glimpse, that of the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Yeah, we heard about that, so... What did you see in the future?
As I drifted hither to the first, traversing the boundary twixt reality and potentiality, I did bear witness to events yet to come. There I saw the combined forces of Eorzea and the Far East offering fierce resistance to the legions of Garlemald.
Well, that was happening anyway.
So fierce,
Although you
in
weren't there
fact,
for Gimlet,
they
so...
did begin to push the enemy back. Ilm by painful
I
aim
see,
at
even in the
first,
parallel future,
then
my military
yarn by
tactics
yarn, and
are
malm
unparalleled.
by malm in time.
Yeah, Ellie's wearing the Stormblood stuff now. She's really big on shoulderless clothing. That's true. Same as for temperature. The coral reefs are dying because it gets hot too fast. If it were slower, it would be fine. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've heard about that, actually, with the ghost coral and stuff, yeah. Haven't heard anyone reporting on that in ages. Yeah, I wish they would, because I feel like that's kind of important for the future of our planet, but, you know, not try to fix something like that anymore. Well, I mean, we can trust in some of the scientific research that we have on it. I just feel like we need more money being poured into that process of identifying how we can fix it and then actually fixing it, you know? So, there is a butterfly that drinks blood and the tears from an animal. Well, that's metal as fuck, actually. So I guess it's based on a real animal. That's interesting.
Yet the joy they felt was short-lived, for in so doing they did force the Empire's hand. Faced with defeat, the Garleans turned to a weapon most vile. Black Rose.
The nerve gas.
Its potency defied all reckoning. Once released, the gas took on a life of its own, wreaking untold carnage.
A gas
not
that
only
instantly
in
murders
Eorzea,
anybody
but
who
in the
inhales it
provinces
and
of
is
the
entirely
Empire
sentient
besides.
and malicious. This is a fucking SCP.
From fighters upon the front lines to babes in their beds, none were spared. And as the casualties became too numerous to count, so did the fabric of civilization begin to unravel.
So in this timeline where you saw this future, who was left still in the source to work on this? I was left, Rory was left, the twins were left. I think that's it out of the Scions, because I think at that point Urianger, Stola, and Thancred were all in the first. So they wouldn't be present for the events of the Source's future. Unless they were present, because time travel's weird, I don't fucking know. The point of the matter is that we had most of the Scions plus Estinian and all the Ishgardians and all that stuff. I'm surprised they didn't like manage to take out the factory where Black Rose was being created. Like, I feel like that would become a priority, wouldn't it?
Nor did the land itself escape unscathed.
Fair enough.
For spreading from the site of its release, Black Rose brought death to the very soil.
Why didn't this cause a calamity in the Source either? Like, are calamities only something that happen in the Shards? Or, I mean, obviously it happened in Eorzea because it's happened
To
before,
survive
but...
amidst the chaos and upheaval, men came to live by the sword, the rule of law giving way, inevitably, to the rule of might.
I find that hard to believe considering how much they quite literally forced us to have everyone align with one another previously, but it could have been hundreds of years at this point, so...
The spark struck and the fire kindled, and swiftly did it spread as a blaze in a field of straw to engulf every corner of the world.
Uh-huh. Oh, the blood can only be drunk from open wounds. Wow. Okay, interesting. Alternate timelines future! We have several SCPs that are far more dangerous than some insta-kill sentient gas. Aside from that, we have some SCPs that are like that. Yeah, fair enough.
Nations
I don't know much about SCPs. Cole does,
then
though.
cease to exist. And those souls, brave and true, who might have risen to restore order,
Yeah, like all the Scions, or all of Ishgard, or all of the newly formed Girabanian Order, or all of Doma, is willing to lend a blade.
Oh, this scene.
Yeah, it's a Realm Reborn model, yeah. Okay, so in the source timeline, yes, Thancred and Stola, and I guess in this case Urianger would have also been present. He was pulled out, obviously, to go to his whole thing, but... I don't know who that guy's supposed to be, though, in the front. Because there's no fucking way I'd wear something that ridiculous.
for the weapon spared not one, not even thee.
Like, it makes me wonder why they didn't just put your model there, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, because they made a separate model for this, when they could have quite literally just put your model in the scene with a play-dead, or not a play-dead, but an actual dead thing there, so. That's the Scion's Traveler's outfit, the one that Tadaru actually gives you in that coffer that you get at the end of A Requiem for Heroes. I do like the boots, which I'll be using in the Crafter Glamour, and that I'll be showing off in a little bit, but the rest of it is like, okay, it's way too edgy for me. Yeah, what are those clothes? What are those? You literally never wore it? Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't trip my trigger. But it feels like they added an additional asset there when they didn't have to.
Begotten by the blight of Black Rose. Such is the legacy of the 8th umbral calamity which I did behold.
Uh-huh. And who showed you this vision? Did you find it on your own and that's why you're an astrologian now? Because you want to be able to affect the future
this tragedy
as much as you can? Or did an Ascian show you this in addition to what they showed you back in 3.4? Or was it 3.1?
And I have labored during my sojourn in this world, discovering in so doing the answer to a pressing mystery.
Okay, and what was that?
That of Black Rose's inexplicable potency.
How'd you figure that one out over here?
Come.
Okay. Yeah, forestall, don't you mean prevent, Urianger? Far as I'm aware, I think Graha told them, like I think he said before, a few episodes ago, I think he told them that there's no way to prevent it from happening unless I was here. So, thanks for, you know, killing their entire mood and process there, Graha. Great job. But, yeah, you know. Black Rose is fairly harmless to what other shit that you've seen in Final Fantasy. Yeah, I mean, we have literally killed gods in several situations in Final Fantasy compared to a nerve gas, haven't we? I guess that might be the point, though, because it's like, well, you know, you felled gods, but you're susceptible to breathing, so you can still die to breathing the wrong shit in. So, I mean, I would question that considering how many Ochus I've killed in my life. I've been poisoned more times than I can count, and I've come out fine, but, you know. Prefer her Scion Adventurer's outfit from right before we started Stormblood. Yeah, that was pretty good fashion, too. Yeah.
Aggressively high fashion.
This is an astrologian's chart. I've seen this back in Ishgard a little bit. I couldn't be an astrologian in this universe. I can't read the stars here, but it's an astrologian's chart of the 6 elements. Yeah, let me just get poison immunity. Boy, that'd be nice.
Rendering of the elemental wheel, such as one might find in classrooms across the source.
Did you make this, or...?
As the chart maketh plain, our world is
I mean, all things considered, I wouldn't put it past him to be able to make something like this. This is Urianger we're talking about. He does have the brain cell.
Well, because he didn't bring it with him, because they lose all their belongings when they transfer across, including all their clothing, as that one scene said. But the other question I have then, and Cole's going to hate me for bringing it up again, is why do you have a source poster in the first? Wouldn't that just serve to confuse somebody? Because, as he's about to say, the elements work differently here?
Well, I mean, the thing is that, like, it makes sense that he would have one, because if he's researching bullshit in there, like, he'd be like, oh, I'll just make one myself, like...
Curiously, there is a notable divergence in their nomenclature.
Urianger does have the brain cell.
Specific, the denizens of this world employ not the terms astral and umbral.
So what do they use instead? I mean, so astral is the light triangle here, so wind, fire, and ice, and then umbral is lightning, water, and earth. I have umbrage with that, actually, thinking about it, though, because I feel like the light ones should be wind, water, and earth, because that's what white mages use, and the black mages use fire, ice, and lightning, so shouldn't those be the umbral elements? But anyway.
Thus was I moved to inquire what names said forces had been assigned.
All right, Lifeblood, take it easy. We'll see ya.
A most unexpected answer.
Okay, and what'd you find?
Upon demanding the name of the pole aligned with activity and growth, I was told that as life's myriad colors combine to produce black, the people of the first had called it darkness. At this, did my mind begin to race.
He's the one scion with more than one brain cell at all times besides Y'shtola. By the way, where is she again? Oh, I don't know. Probably sassing somebody up somewhere. I hope, anyway. If not, I don't know if it's Y'shtola anymore. Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's not, she's not sassing somebody up, I don't know if it's Y'shtola anymore. Thought lightning was astral and ice was umbral. Did you mess that up? Hope not. You spam condensed Libra. I wouldn't be surprised if things change depending on the class, to be honest with you, because again, white mage, it's wind, earth, and water. Black mage, it's fire, ice, and lightning. But blue mage, it's different, because condensed Libra, I don't think, follows that triangle either. And then this follows a completely different triangle. So I think it just depends on who wrote the scenario, what's astral and what's umbral, to be honest, which feels like a complete oversight, but anyway.
It was only when I asked what name had been given to the pole aligned with passivity that mine eyes were opened to the truth. Peace and tranquility being as purest white, unmarred by color, I was told it had been given the name of light.
So astral and umbral are opposite here, basically. What's astral for us is umbral for them.
That's umbral light and astral darkness, yes?
Yeah. Not impossible, but...
It strikes me that the nomenclature of the first is rooted in the generation of the two forces, while our own appears to focus on their effects. Which makes one wonder, have we had it backwards all this time?
This is a chicken or egg question. If you want an answer to that, Thancred, we're going to have to get you back to Charlian.
'Tis indeed a compelling question, and one which beareth closer examination.
Boy, I wish it actually amounted to something in the story.
Already possess sufficeth to explain the chain of events.
Maybe it will. I actually forget if it does or doesn't.
Observed in the source is the consequence of the power of stasis, flowing in from the first to stifle the movement of ether within the land. And according to Master Alphino, Black Rose slayeth by halting the circulation of ether within living beings.
So are you saying that the Garleans are taking advantage of the influx of light ether to create a nerve gas, basically?
Such a weapon be unleashed even as the first were rejoined, replete as it is with light.
We would have a disaster of untold proportions on our hands. A calamity.
We knew that already, though. Like, Graha said it.
Well,
Ariane J said
at
it.
least we have a better grasp
You know,
of
to
what
bring
we're
up a
facing.
good point that I've just
Our
thought
objective,
of,
however, remains
Sure.
unchanged.
in character, not out of character.
Sure.
That seems very deviously on point. Like, we know the Garleans are in bed with the Ascians, but that's like...
They don't... The only thing that I'm having trouble with, though, is that... I hate to spoil it, but I don't know if it's really a spoiler at this point. The Ascian that we saw in the last episode basically said, how did they get here? And it's like, okay, so if you don't really... I mean, you know how to travel yourself between realms, but you don't know how we did it. Or how Graha did it. Then how would you know how to transfer the influx of light ether over to the... I mean, I guess they're Ascians, and that's their whole point, is that they're focused on the rejoining, and the influx of ether causes the rejoining, so, you know.
We are to eliminate the Light Warden of Ilneg.
So if this changes nothing about the whole situation, did we really... I mean, it's interesting. This is all very nice, but what's it for? What does it do? Because I don't think this ever comes up again, honestly.
Ensconced within Leargear, the castle which standeth in the midst of the lake.
Okay.
To enter that stronghold, we must needs turn to the pixies for aid. Fortunately, I have become quite adept at courting their cooperation.
Have you now? Well, that's good, because we were having trouble.
I accompany you. And
Excuse
do
me.
all in my power to ensure that my vision doth not come to pass.
Well, it'll be good to have you around, Ariane J. Alpha Note still hasn't figured out what kind of a healer he wants to be, and... I mean, I could do it. I'm gonna do it. For the entirety of Ilmeg, I'm gonna be playing a healer in the dungeon content, but... You know. I wonder how that's gonna go, by the way. Considering we're, like, one quest away from the dungeon. Finding the class that's not at the correct level yet, or... Okay, what's the question? It's an astrologian's outfit, right? Yeah, did you take up astrology? I'm sure they do, but doesn't it make it hard to divine things if you can't see the stars that you're calling with your cards? Well, fair enough. Alright then. So what do we need to do? Okay, well, we kind of did that already, but... Can't we just have Feo Ul blackmail them again? I liked that. Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, good, hawkers. Got it. Cole, you ready to burn down some giant dragonflies? A weakened specimen. Okay, so that means you can't kill this one. We have to use this Charlian box to capture it. Can you...
Charlian puzzle box.
Yeah, fun. Can you hold off on your trigger finger for just long enough for me to put it in a box?
Put it in a box.
Yeah. Also gonna have to have Confucius stand down now that I think about it. So let's just do that now. Alright, Hawker, come here. I can't believe I did that without croutoning first. Oh well. And that should be just about enough. Maybe a little more. Eh. Gotcha. Cool. And that takes care of that. Alright, Quintusius,
Oh, what's
you can
one
fight
more?
now. You have fun with that. I guess I'll help. I don't have a stun, so good luck. Not on my bar, anyway. I probably should. I have room for it, but that would put Tenchi-jin in the wrong spot, so I don't know if I want to do that. Hey, Sinez, how you doing? Welcome back. A little sick today, but we're still hanging out playing some Shadowbringers. We're in the Feylands, which is always a fun time. So, that's what we're up to. Getting Urian J a dragonfly in a box. I thought you usually keep these things in a bottle, but anyway. I did, in fact, catch a box talker for you. Oh, okay. So, like, their wings have that rainbow-y effect on them. Alright, cool. You do that then, man. I'll be, just hanging out here, I guess. I'll watch you. Because I ain't no alchemist, unfortunately. Pretty good with a cookpot, though.
'Tis done. The pixies shall be well pleased with these gifts.
Good. Sounds like we've got our in.
Lest I forget.
Haven't seen me in like a year or so. Yeah, long time no see, Sinus. Hope you've been well. It's been a crazy year for me because I've had my wisdom teeth removed. I've had vitamin A toxicity. I've got whatever this is now, but
I really need to get my wisdom teeth out.
yeah, we got to work on that. But yeah, it hasn't been too bad, other things considered. But yeah, I hope your year's been well. So, almost moving on to a new year now.
Our mission being to thwart a rejoining, we will most assuredly cross paths with those who crave the contrary. Our eternal enemies.
So you brought... No, wait, you can't have brought White Orosite with you because you can't bring anything across the gap. So was this just in the Crystal Tower at some point, or...?
To be fair, that is a lot of light. There is a lot of light ether here to use.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a hilarious amount of it.
Like, I'm not questioning this because, I mean, Urian J would know how to create one of these things, you know what I mean? So, it's not really all things considered that crazy.
My cheek is bleeding.
Your cheek is bleeding?
Like the inside of my mouth, probably because I bit
Oh, yeah, that can happen. Be careful of that.
You may indeed.
Ow.
Got baking soda, you can go do a rinse for that, so.
I wish I
Crazier
did.
indeed. Your country started a war. Yeah, that definitely makes things pretty damn crazy. Yeah, I can see how that would be. Hopefully, it doesn't. Well, I know the war that you're talking about, and I know it's definitely affected the home front quite a bit. So, my heart goes out to you. Hopefully, things aren't. I know that it's had a deep economic shift in your country, and I hope things haven't been too terrible for you out there. If they have, then my condolences, all things considered. Because it's one of those wars that affects the citizens of both countries, and they're the ones that pay the price for most of it, you know? So.
I did.
Anyway.
Don't die, Jimmy.
I'm trying not to.
That's my girl. Thank you.
It's harder every minute. Okay, Thancred, sure. I guess she likes head pats.
let him be a good father for once in his goddamn life.
He could give her a
I should
hug.
probably explain. Though my body remained behind in the source, its limitations saw fit to accompany me. Which is to say, I cannot manipulate ether.
That's awfully convenient. It tracks,
I
though.
took up the gunblade for its defensive advantages. On account of my little impairment, I cannot imbue the ammunition myself. Luckily for me, Minfilia has quite a talent for it.
Well, that's a good solution, I suppose. Did I mention that gunblades don't really make sense in the first, unless Rory's here?
If thou wouldst choose tomes to take with thee, let it be now.
Oh, okay. I can take one of your books? Are you sure?
May I?
What the book doing?
Well, Minfilia's
Of
about to
course,
find
my
out.
dear. Yet have care thou dost not add overmuch to thy burden, lest I incur Thancred's ire.
You have to keep your carry weight below 25% so you can have the most iframes on your dodge roll. I don't even know what the carry weight iframe limitations are in Elden Ring, so I can't make a reference to that. I do remember the older Souls games, though, so...
To him of thine encounter
All I know in
with
Elden Ring
Minfilia,
is, what the fuck's a carry weight?
Hmm.
It literally almost never comes up at a certain point. which I find to be amusing.
Maybe they just figured it was an old
I suppose
game
now is as
mechanic
good a
that they
time as
wanted
any.
to get rid of. Oh
As you
yeah,
know,
so about
I freed
Minfilia.
young Minfilia from captivity in Yulmore some 3 years past.
That's what I heard.
Not long after, the two of us journeyed to the south of Armareng, to the edge of the Empty, where the flood was halted. 'Twas there that she awakened. The Minfilia of old. My Minfilia.
Uh-huh. Okay, Thancred, I guess the Echo's gonna take care of the rest. On the other side, after you lost all your savings, you got back to your roots and started learning game dev, working your own game with Unreal Engine now. See, that's good, Sinez. That's a way to take a negative situation and make a positive out of it. So, let me know how it all goes, how the development goes and everything. I'd be willing to purchase it. So just let me know how it all goes, and I'll throw a few bucks your way. See how it is. Keep me apprised of the development cycle.
My dearest Thancred, as I am now, I am no different from an Ascian. This child is but a vessel.
Well, you're a crystal, so it's kind of hard to talk to someone without the Echo,
I might spread word of her
without
enduring
possessing
blessing
people.
and preserve the flame of hope.
Speaking of which, my dearest Thancred, I've possessed this child.
My dearest Thancred,
In
I
my
possess
name,
this child for the
each
sake
has
of causing
died,
you further
never
torture
having
in
lived
this
her own
expansion.
life.
Pretty much, yeah.
I have taken enough from these children. I will take no more.
So, what are you trying to say?
But what of your suffering? Your sacrifice? This isn't fair! I will not stand for it. I cannot! There must be something we can do. Tell me!
Should the day come when this child grows weary of fighting and wishes to cast it all aside, then shall I take up her burden.
Uh-huh. And how will you manage to
But
do
should
that
she wish
one?
instead to become the master of her own
Very
destiny,
carefully.
By not killing her somehow?
then shall I bequeath to her my all. Imbued with the strength that I reserve for rebirth, she may come to wield my powers as her own.
And what of my wishes? What of Flamine's? What of all the people who love and care for you and want nothing more than to see you again?
She was gone in Heaven's Ward, dude. You needed to get over this before this. Everybody else already moved on.
It is not
Maybe
a
not
decision
Philomene,
to
but she
make.
was kind of her mother figure, so that's a little bit harder to do.
It is hers. This child's. This Minfilia's.
You know, the one that has, or would have, a life if the world of the First didn't constantly tell her to be a war hero from 100 years ago.
I'll let the poor man grieve. I get it was a long time ago, but you never really let go of these kinds of things. There's not exactly
You have
therapy
ever
in this
watched over
world.
me, Thancred.
I guess so. The one you started first is free and the demo's available, but it's very niche. You're thinking of putting it on pause and working on something for a wider audience instead. I mean, that's a possibility, Sinez. I don't want to tell you to not do what you think is best in those situations, because I've never been in that situation myself where I'm developing a game myself, but I feel like even if it's something that's free and very niche, you can learn something from finishing the development of that one that you can then extrapolate on in the wider audience game at a later time. So I'm the kind of person, though, I like to do one project at a time with these streams, so I kind of feel that way about the rest of my stuff too. So I usually like to, you know, finish one thing at a time and then move along after that. So that's just my 2 cents for you. Don't know if that's, you know, you can take it to heart or you can take it with a grain of salt. It's up to you. Said already, he did this part of his character arc, you get it, but damn. Yeah, I think Cole's point is that he's kind of like, he wasn't ever really over her, even though his character arc said he was, so now he's rehashing because he has to fully get over her, but anyway.
It's a fucking depressing ass fucking character arc, if I'm being completely honest.
I have another job you've been submitted for. This one is ideal, 22 an hour and fully remote. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good one, then. Try to get into that one. Good luck with it if you do. Yeah, he wasn't, so why are they torturing the man? Because they need a character that they can inflict sympathetic things on so that the female teenage audience that plays this game have someone to look up to.
Now I ask that you do the same for her. Protect her.
Or I shouldn't say female specifically.
Stand by her as you stood
Oh.
by me.
Those who identify as males being the sex that they want to look up to. Have something to look up to.
There is much and more.
That's
she
cruel.
does
It's
not
marketing.
know.
That's really
She
all it is.
needs
It's
the guide
marketing.
to show her the
You'll
ways
you'll
of the
hear that
world.
word again several
she will
times for the
never
rest of this
find
X
her
pack.
own
It's
path.
marketing. One of the only characters that escapes the marketing is Urian J, in my opinion, but we'll get there.
When the time comes, you will find me here. Until that day.
I remain.
Minfilia, wait!
What happened?
You went into a trance, and it wasn't Dreadworm.
It was emotional damage.
Emotional damage trance. Fun. Is that the level 100 skill for Summoner?
Correct.
Okay, well, that echo was interesting. I guess I listened to all of Thancred's
And then
speech while
she
that
was
was
gone.
happening. Couldn't I have
Minfilia,
just let him say
the girl,
something, Echo?
claims to have no recollection of any of it.
Fair enough. It leads me to an interesting question, but I'll wait till the
Where we came
cutscene's over
from,
before I
what we
ask it,
fight
if
for.
I remember.
I have not spoken.
I think you guys need to talk that one out, bro. Pretty sure that's the crux of your character development in this X-Pack, is that scene. How do you want this to end? Because if you don't tell her this shit, she's gonna feel pushed away, you know? Stop hurting me like that, please. I know it's true, but it's painful. Yeah, I'm sorry, but, you know.
With the coming of another possessed of the blessing of light, the first hath begun to rise up in defiance of its fate. The question remaineth, however, who shall take up the flame of hope which Minfilia hath borne for so long? Whether we will it or no, the choice must soon be made.
And, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot more of us to help shoulder the burden now, so if we all take it up, she won't feel alone in this fight. Thancred, this is why we need to talk to her. Thancred, are you listening to me? I'm trying to give you good dad advice, Thancred. Coughing
I
a lot,
think
am
the
I
thing
okay?
is about
Hang on, I'll tell you
this
after Cole
scene.
goes.
I'm sorry
I have
took so long.
thoughts about
It
the
was so
scene, which I
hard
will wait to
choose.
talk about until we
In
are
the
done
end, I settled on
with
just
this
the one.
cutscene.
Okay, I think this cutscene's almost over.
That is well. If all is in order, let us set forth for Leader Loran.
As for the coughing, I am okay. It's just the fact that this cutscene is so fucking long that I haven't really been able to take a drink of water or blow my nose in like 45 minutes, so that's part of it. So I've taken a drink of water, but that's not helping the mucus that's in there. Because there is still a little bit of mucus in there. So, you know, it's cute when they bring Minfilia back in and she's like, I got a book. Like, it's fine. Yeah, because she can't decide. She just takes a massive book. Okay, bye, Confucius. So, I get her books for Christmas. There you go. There is another Ether Current quest right here, Delightful Decorations, that unlock from the last quest, but we'll take that on again when we are getting the Ether Currents for the entire area, because I'm pretty sure everything it wants us to do is around here anyway, so. Alright, what was the thing I was going to say? I forget what it was. I don't even remember.
Well,
and I
you
don't
should
have
blow
the
your
energy to
nose
remember.
first, since
I'm
we
gonna-
have a minute to breathe.
I'm
here.
going to do that. You talk, and then if I start walking while I'm muted, just walk with me to go back. Or actually, I'll probably just teleport back to Little Iran. So if you want to talk about the thing you were talking about, then feel free while I blow my nose.
Okay. Listen, okay. That entire scene with Thancred in that house, damn. I think the thing that I want to talk about here is that, realistically, it's probably one of the scenes up there with this expansion for me. Because until I played Endwalker, I did not physically understand why the universe hated Thancred. But then I kind of understood after I played the expansion, because Thancred's choice in this case is let the girl think for herself, let her become a thing, and then permanently lose Minfilia, somebody who he really never got over, because Final Fantasy XIV doesn't have fucking therapy, and when you lose people, you just kind of have to deal with it and have problems come up later because of it.
Because Square Enix needs that to provide conflict for their story. What?
I'm gonna hit you over the head. And the other choice being is that inevitably, if this girl loses the will to fight, Minfilia comes back, but that also means that this girl that
she
Thancred's been
dies.
taken care of for the entire
She dies.
And the cycle just continues forever. So Thancred is being put in this situation where he either loses a child or loses a loved one again and again and again. And the reason why he doesn't want to tell her is because he knows deep down that she will inevitably choose individuality. Because who the fuck wouldn't in that case?
Her, if hundreds of years or 100 years of Minfilia is telling her to sacrifice herself for the greater good or any consolation, she would choose to just be Minfilia over being herself. Because, again, this place has no therapy. Yeah,
the
we gotta
basic
enter
problem
your
is
castle.
that Thancred is in a no-win situation where no matter what, he loses more people that he loves over and over and over again because God hates Thancred.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Well, the pixies know we have a death wish now, so that's fun. Oh, I forgot we're gonna cook something, so I'm actually gonna get Show the Crafter Glamour off today. So don't go too far after the cutscene because I have cooking supplies for you. I brought some from home, literally.
At least you can go home.
We'll work on that. Yeah, what do we need to know about this Light Warden there, Rianjay? Oh. So the King of the Pixies is also the Light Warden. Fun. Is this going to be okay for us to do this? I mean, it's your king, after all. Oh, okay. So you don't want to see him in that tortured state either, huh? Right. So you went so far as to seal them away. Okay, so we need the keys to the kingdom. Got it. Okay. I'll take this pixie dress. Thanks. Well, fair enough. I'm glad we'll at least be entertainment for you. You'd think they wouldn't underestimate Feaul like this, but they didn't exactly have kind words to say to them when they came here, so... Okay, so we need to go treat with the Fuath. Sounds like a ton of fun. The Stone Scepter with the Numu, and the Crystal Shoes are with the Amaro. Okay.
Huh.
Thanks for the help. Would I like to see the dress? I mean, fashion is the true endgame. I don't know if it would have fit any of us, though. That's like not even a Lalafell. That's the thing, because it's a pixie dress, so isn't it tiny? Probably made of leaves. It might be in our key items, now that I think about it. Like, maybe they stuck it in key items, so...
Oh, I read Numo and fucking stopped reading or caring.
It's nice that they bring the Numu into the game. I liked the Numu as a race in Ivalice as well. So, it is not in our key items, so we do not get to see the dress. That's unfortunate.
But yeah, back to a further point to finish illustrating my point.
Sure.
Shadowbringers hates Thancred.
It's true.
Thancred is excruciatingly tragic in this specific expansion,
Oh.
and the patch content does a lot to make things less awful for him. But Jesus fucking Christ, Thancred. He literally stumbled his way into probably one of the most tragic story arcs in the entirety of Shadowbringers, with the exception of one.
Are you up here? Okay. Here, hang on. Stay there for a sec. I gotta give you food supplies. Because I brought
I
some
wish we had gotten to be them over Vieira.
stuff. Yeah, be Nemo over Vera. Yeah, well. How do I do this? I gotta trade. And then I think I can just trade you one. I brought lobster. And the
As
supplies
God
for
intended.
lobster, so... You want to make it here, or you want to make it once we find the way into the Fuath stronghold?
We'll make it elsewhere.
Okay. So I get to show you my unbridled cooking powers that I have gained from becoming level 80 in a culinarian.
I'm still level 75.
You better work on that, bro. I'm going to be like your cooking rival. It's going to be like one of those anime where you have to spend 13 episodes in a training arc, except it's cooking related.
I have indeed had lobster before IRL, Marie.
Oh,
Not the
Mom
biggest
said
fan.
that...
A bigger fan of crab.
I was going to say, Mom said that they had a deal on lobster at the one place at the one meat market that we always go to. For New Year's Eve specifically. So she's thinking about maybe getting some. I don't even have to turn the camera anymore, do I? Oh, it's northwest. Is it over there? I'm gonna go look for this ether current real quick while you go take care of this thing. I probably should do it while I'm waiting for the queue to pop, but it won't take that long.
I mean, the thing is that with doing stuff while you're in queue for dungeons, you will inevitably find the thing, be standing in front of the thing, be halfway through the interaction, then your queue will pop and cancel the interaction.
Yeah, that's true. 125 north. Is it in the water? Can't be, right?
We do have the blessing of water.
Yeah, that's true. Oh no, it's up on top of this house. Okay. That's true, we do have the blessing of water. I'm glad that that's going to come in handy for a little while here. Wink, wink. Eh. Oh good, rooftop running. Just what I was created to do.
Ah yes, parkour.
That's what this class is good at. Also, I'm going for a swim. Bye. Those Undines scare me, so I'm going to go find the objective marker by swimming through the water.
We are about to find out that the water is terrifying.
Yeah, rooftop run, Sonic Unleashed, something like that, yeah. Never had lobster. Sounds delicious, though. Don't think you're going to get another job that you interviewed for. It paid like double what you make right now. Came with a 6-month training arc. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a while to be training, but yeah, it might have been worth the
pay. A 6-month training arc.
There's a few jobs that I've seen out there that they're mostly like trade skill jobs where they come with a training arc like that, so it's understandable.
I require a job, but I have to go to Kentucky to visit some friends first, and the trip's gonna be like a lot of money. Because I'm staying for 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah, why are you staying for 2 weeks? I feel like that's way more time than, like, what's in Kentucky that'll take you 2 weeks to do? I'm not trying to be, like, offensive here. I'm just wondering, like, what's in Kentucky? So.
Well, the answer is relatively simple. Significant other.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
She wants me to stay for 2 to 3 weeks because she's never seen me before and wants to actually be around me. But unfortunately, that also means that the hotel fees are going to be through the goddamn roof. But
yeah.
Pain.
That's adulting for you. Sometimes you have to pay out.
Yeah, my whole bank account. That's what I'm paying out.
I don't know about your whole bank account, but yeah. You applied to an entry-level customer service representative job on Indeed. It was an entry-level managerial position. Oh, okay, gotcha. Just hope you get something. Yeah, I hope so too, because you applied for a lot of stuff, so hopefully it all comes up in a timely fashion for you.
What the gate doing?
Not listening to us, evidently. Excuse me. Maybe we should have figured out how the Fuath work before we came here. Yeah, I don't know if Alpha Note's going to be too happy with that. I don't think he got the Blessing of Water, did he? I know at least a few of our party members didn't. I know Alice did, but... Okay, well, at least we've got a couple of good swimmers in case, you know. I don't think you want to ask how Urianger swims. He's really tall, which means he's incredibly not aerodynamic.
Oh, this scene.
I don't know if that's a good idea, Urianger. Oh boy. Well, it's a little late for us to have contingency plans, because here come the Fuoth. Yeah, you guys wouldn't mind giving it up for a little while, huh? Oh, good. They're very much more conducive to this than what I thought, unless they want our lives in exchange for it, so... Oh, okay. Now, if my theory that I talked about before holds true, the Pixies are collectively all children of Berg that died and then became Pixies after they did that instead of Light Wardens. That would mean that the Fuoth drowned because they're watery Pixies, so... Yeah. I don't know how hundreds of them drowned after Berg was destroyed by Light Wardens, but maybe they melted all the snow on top of them?
That's a terrifying thought.
Yeah, just a little bit. We will try to give you thrilling sport, because Don Meg is now accessible. We need to make food before we go in here. Ready to cook? Since we're not...
culinary now.
Oh, okay, good. Since we're not in range of any enemies. I will show off Tataru's new duds that she got me, the final new glamour of this X-Pack. And it probably doesn't exactly look correct for Culinarian, but it's definitely got the aesthetic that I wanted, which is proper PPE. So here it goes. Like I said, it's probably a little scuffed compared to some of the other stuff, but it protects most of my body. She said basically, when I was telling her about what was going on here, she said, A, I needed something to protect me from the radioactive sun, so that's what the helmet is. And also, B, she thought about the fact that before, when I needed a disguise, she was like, I remember when you did that stuff with the Coddle 9 and you needed a disguise running around while you were helping them. And she said, maybe I could make it look like an airship technician. And I was like, that sounds awesome, Tataru, do it. And then she did, and this is the result. Again, not something I picked up on the Eorzea collection. I kind of just got fed up with having to buy something for $18 on the Eorzea collection to make something look good. So I just threw this together, and it probably looks a little scuffed, but I'm cool with it. This is the new Crafter Glam. It probably looks better for Leatherworker and Goldsmith because they have, you know, proper PPE necessities. But the gloves on this are fingerless, so that lets me taste my food while I'm cooking it. Alright, now that I've talked your ear off about that, you want to know what we're making, right?
Onigarayaki?
Yes, that is, in fact, the recipe we're making. Onigarayaki. It's a lobster tail brewed in all of these things. So if you want my advice for this part, before you do this, and this is not like a mechanical thing, this is everything else, put the miso paste on halfway through cooking. Don't put it on immediately because it crusts up better that way. Okay.
Fair enough.
So that's what I'm going to do. Here we go. Alright, so you reflect, and then you do an innovation.
What the fuck's my innovation button? There's my innovation button.
So then you do some prudent touches until you're about 1,000 out from 100%. Okay, so you're about 1,000 out from 100%. And then you do a Burgits before innovation falls off. Okay, now you do Veneration, which is the other pointer thing. And then you do any of the synthesis, so basic synthesis, careful synthesis, observe, and focused, which is a combo action. Whichever one you want to do, because at this level you don't have access to intensive synthesis. So, yeah, that's, like Marie says, you swap hands, basically. So innovation is your let's see, looks like your right hand, and then veneration is your left, so yeah, and then you just do synthesis actions until it goes all the way up on progress, and then you're done.
Fair enough. My quality is not maxed out for some reason.
Oh, just do another prudent touch or two. That's fine.
Hi there, welcome to another episode of I have completely fucking forgotten how to craft.exe.
Okay, where are you in terms of the quality and stuff?
Almost
now?
there.
Okay. I just don't want you to run out of durability, that's all, because I don't have the other ingredients. But it looks
use
like it all
Master's
came
Mend.
out anyway. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, well, use Master's Mend if you need to, so... Just sounds cooler in your head. Wait, you're in Tales? Which game?
Exilia.
Okay, there you go. Alright, well, we can sample our cooking now, or we can wait till we get in the dungeon. What do you want to do?
Let's sample it now.
Let's have a little taste. Yeah, you know, that's not bad, actually. I wasn't sure if it was going to take, considering we're making this literally thousands of miles from home, but that's not bad. How's yours?
Mm.
And it actually is a pretty good meal as well, because it gives direct hit, crit, and vitality, so I wanted to make sure these meals actually made sense for all classes, no matter what we played. So, yeah, there you go. The other one gave, like, determination and crit or something, the one that we made before for Holminster, so... Yeah,
Exilia
18
makes me
bucks.
cry, Marie.
Especially Xillia too, right? Yeah, I get that. You bought the Meg Diaka set, and that's the only set you're buying. Mog Station's expensive like shit. Yeah, pretty much. Interceptor is inside of that shrub. It's cute and kind of fucked up. Yeah, he's a little goblin lately. Like I said, I think he's taken a few notes out of the Fey Union, and not the notes about them being punctual. Oh, I should have mentioned that. I sort of extrapolated the thought process I had with Summoner, where I was like, what if it wasn't just Bahamut? And I did that with all my other classes. First thing I did was I talked to the Fey Union, and they said they'd be sending their best representative out to help me at some point. That won't be happening for a while, though. She's on a very tight schedule and booked full for several levels, so probably won't see her till near the end of the X-Pack. And then I extrapolated it out to Dark Knight. Now I can summon Frey from my soul, and I extrapolated it out to Ninja, and I can literally summon another me, a Shadow clone. So that's fun. But we're going to play Scholar for this one, so, you know. You ready to go?
Yes.
Into Dawn, Meg? Okay, then let's go. Tinkaton is a goblin. It's your favorite fairy type now. I love that it's just a little teeny tiny fairy thing with a giant hammer. It's great.
It's lore. Top tier.
Yeah, it shoots Corviknights out of the sky with stones. Like, what the fuck? It's pretty great. I like it. You know what else I like is the Shadowbringers version of XCOG, which I get for this dungeon starting from here on. Recitation. One of the better skills in Scholar's Kit for Shadowbringers. Although, to be fair, most of Scholar's Kit in Shadowbringers is pretty damn good. You go to Holminster and you're like, I don't know, it doesn't really get much here, but that was just because you just got your upgrades to your attacking skills. You get your healing kit stuff here. It's pretty good stuff. Also, mini golf course.
You know, it really is just a mini golf course, isn't it?
It really is. Did you bring any clubs? No, you're on Machinist, so you don't really have clubs, do you?
I don't have any golf clubs. You know what I do have?
Oh, they're clubs?
Flamethrower.
Yeah, okay, cool. Ooh, nice catalyze right out the gate. That's fun. It sleeps on its hammer when you picnic. That's funny. Alright, now does he know how to use his interrupt? If he doesn't, you better. If he doesn't, you better.
You're welcome.
Thank you, whoever did that. I think it was you.
It was me.
Okay, good. Just keep that in mind. The tank does not know how to use an interrupt. He also doesn't know how to pull aggro off of you, so that's fun too. Let me do this for you. Do this for me, and then do this also for you, in case we get fucked up. There you go. He's also small pulling, which is simultaneously a mercy since I'm sick and also boring as hell here. I like it when you full pull in this dungeon. It's really, like, touch and go sometimes, so I'm kind of, like, really okay with it if people full pull in this dungeon. I'm really okay with people full pulling in every dungeon in Shadowbringers, because honestly it's too boring otherwise. Recitation. And now I don't need to heal him for the entire pull, basically. Not exactly, but you get the point. Alright, now I have to heal him.
Burn down the trees!
Oh good, pollen corona, just what we needed to hear. That's an unfortunate choice of words. This game came out 1 year before that shit happened. Why would you jinx it?
I like them better than their silences. This is where my BF calls me a boomer.
I mean, technically you are silencing them. They might as well call the skill... I mean, what do they call your interrupt skill? I don't quite remember, but... They might as well call it throat shot. So, to be fair, that's kind of brutal, though, I guess. Alright, Probothgith. So we'll do that for you. Yeah, head graze. Yeah, basically that's the skill. So, but they might as well call it throat shot, considering.
Autumn cross.
I kind of can't spread that yet, can I? Alright, that's fine. Let's do this.
I'm really sad I don't have fucking air anchor for this dungeon.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Oh, you might want to sprint because there's a Fuwath in there. It's trying to do things.
Fuck, wrong button. Still fixed it. We're good.
Okay, good.
All is well. All according to Keikaku.
Straight punch. Have an X-Cog friend. Oh, you've got TBN on as well. Well, it popped before my thing went up, so that's fine. How do you know this? Because you do Palace of the Dead Machinist. Yeah, no, that's fair, actually. No, don't double-click. Sometimes my mouse double-clicks when I try to Alt-Tab to the person, or not Alt-Tab, but Alt-Click to the tank, and it's kind of unfortunate. Sometimes it makes it difficult for me to, like, actually get what I want out of things. Oh well. It all works. Skrrr. You know, like that. Ankhthon, Lord of the Lingering Gaze.
Pretty sure this motherfucker has the longest name about any of the Final Fantasy bosses in this specific expansion.
Definitely possible. I don't have Illumination for a little bit. This is probably going to hurt the tank there, because that's the Buster, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. You know what I can do? Is I can do this and then spread it. That'll work. I'm going to try to stay a little bit away from the boss, though, because if I recall correctly, this guy has, like, some mean AoEs that pop out. Yeah, from this. Land's Blood is the move. So, okay. So what you do is you wait for it to go off. So you see the spouts, and then you stand where a spout just was, and you'll never get hit by the spouts from before. So, in case you need a little way of doing it.
Ah!
I'm sorry, I can't help you at the moment, small child. Now I can help you. Why didn't my sucker go off? There we go.
Suck.
And I'll just do this for good measure. Okay. That TBN actually did pop. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I'm not sure that's going to help you there, sir, but... I guess I can Indom since I've got my Ether Flow back. There we go. I was going to say, I think his Rampart's going to fall off before this goes through. I'm also reactive healing on Scholar, which is not really what you're supposed to do, but... it's okay. Well, after this, I can Recitation Indom, so that's going to be good. Wait for it. Stand here. Now go here. You just follow me. It'll be fine.
Listen here, you little shit!
Recitation Indom incoming. And then I should probably do this before he bonks the guy over the head. There we go. Now I got it off too late. That's okay. Have a chain strat. I guess I can sucker. I'm also going to do this, because why not? That should pop from this. If it doesn't, it'll pop from the auto attack after this. Yeah, there we go. Just DPS him, he'll be dead before the candy cane. Yep. You're following me, right, Eos? Yes. Okay, good. I will attempt to keep up that fine form the rest of the way. I'm not sure it was all that fine because I was reactive healing, but... Oh good, the bot got me at the exact moment I can't do a goddamn thing about it because the tank is pulling and I'm healing. Fun. And now he's pulling big. Yeah, that's fine.
Might just be pulling safe on that first part.
Yeah, maybe. Let me do this, and then do this. Hang on, Ooh, unfinal sting. I'll take care of the bot in a sec. Ooh, look at the big shield he's got there. I'll let it go, and then I'll throw Whispering Dawn on him. Oh, it went, so I guess I'm throwing it on him now. Gotta watch my footing here, good lord. Maybe I should E-Tactics this. At some point, though, you just gotta start DPSing, because eventually you're gonna want to kill the things, because you'll run out of tools if you just keep over-healing. So. Oh, good. Nice and catalyzed there. Let's see. Click here. Block. There. Sorry for the frames. I had to block someone. I almost just walked into
I am a moderator
the
in your
thing.
chat.
Yeah, but
I
you're
could
DPSing.
just do that for you.
Yeah, but you're DPSing. You have to pad your numbers.
I'm a machinist, though.
Yeah.
Padding my numbers is easy.
Yeah, I guess you just, drill, and that pads your numbers, so. And now he's not pulling big. Is this tank okay?
Tank-anxiety.
I guess. I mean, they are, to be fair, they are like a returning player, so I can see it. Okay, I can't spread that. That's my brain not working on drugs that are used for the purpose of keeping me alive.
Don't drugs do, kids?
That sounds even worse.
That's the point.
I didn't get in before the elimination was over. Oh, good, another Fuoth.
Cease!
Pew! Aren't you glad
In fact,
we brought Machinist
double
in here?
cease!
Aren't you glad that we brought Machinist in here?
My drill.
Okay.
It didn't two-shot the Fuoth.
No.
What?
How's that possible? I feel like sometimes on Scholar I have MP troubles, but it's not really MP troubles so much as it is that other healers can get their MP back in larger, like quicker intervals, whereas Scholar it's like, well, you get a large chunk of your MP back, but only every 60 seconds, so I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Speaking of just me, I can spread this now, so have fun. Okay.
Machinist, I generally do the not carpal tunnel rotation, as it's called.
Ah. There's a carpal tunnel rotation for Machinist still? I figured that was gone after Stormblood.
It was not.
That's unfortunate.
I agree.
Alright, who remembers how Griol works?
Griol!
Well, first things first, get all your damage in during my chain strat, so... Tank takes damage, I can deal with it. He hits a little hard, doesn't he?
Yup.
Fodder. Okay, so spread out a little bit. You can stay where you are, though. No, you can stay where you are, though. Because what's going to happen is he's going to timber, and we have to intercept 4 out of these 5, or else we get murdered. So... I also have an Indom on the way, so just come closer once we go from here. Oh, good, they turned my
I am
body
Vigor!
into... Rory's just like, the lens flare returns even though she's not on Warrior. She just lens flares. She's like, I have grown large!
I've grown large, and nobody can stop.
I'm gonna suck her. Because I think this is an AoE. Yep. Had a feeling. Oh good, Coiling Ivy. So now he gets pissed off at the fact that you've been attempting to intercept his growths, and he'll get you stuck in roots that you have to kill, so...
Which thankfully you can DPS yourself.
Yeah, it's not like the bubbles that were in the other... What was that, in Brayflox's Long Stop Normal, I think? There were bubbles that you couldn't DPS in because you were stuck in it. But here you can, so...
Get him, Rook.
I'm just gonna whisper no. It's fine. I'm even gonna do this. Get in the bubble, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
Also gonna spread this. There we go. Something auto-attacked him for the entire shield, so that's fun. I'm gonna just do this real quick before I get Ivy. Let me help you with that real quick before you're not...
Thank you kindly.
He is? I'll take this one.
I grow larger.
You're a full grown now. I have another chain strat for everybody. Trying to save my recitation now because I can use it on a fat X-Cog in the next pull. So. No fetters. None for you. Aw. Cole, we shrunk.
Damn it. Especially, you can't be mad. You're already tall.
I was more worried about you. I don't know what that's going to do to your self-confidence. You're right.
It's already gone.
Damn.
It was never there in the first place.
Damn.
Sheesh.
I can't do that. My voice can't get high enough. And also, I would probably die because coughing and sneezing and screaming. Nice place you got here.
A humble palace. Oh, it's perfectly sized for me.
Unfortunately, we can't go up these other stairs to see the entire
Oh, the
palace.
shell crown.
Oh, good. That was easy. Not so fast. I mean, I could have told you that one. Come on, it's the Fae. What did you expect? I don't think we're gonna need this fat recitation. I probably should have saved it for the next pull, which is large and in charge, but you know. I have like 6 stacks of ether flow on demand, so it's fine. Does he need it yet? Okay, now he needs it. Sorry if I sound more nasally than usual. I'm currently battling the fact that I can't remove my hands from my keyboard to blow my nose, so... Actually, I kind of can if I just DPS. If I can get the damn Kleenex out of my pocket. Jesus Christ, there. I got it. Excuse me. Isn't playing sick the funnest? Isn't your healer being sick during pulls the funnest? Alright, we're gonna need the nuts for this one. Tank, maybe don't pull all the way without me being here. As a matter of fact, Eos, why don't you give him the Union real quick? Because that will probably help significantly. As a matter of fact, I should have done this beforehand, so let's do the... Okay, hold on. Hold the phone, it's fine. He knows how to use Living Dead, right? That's the wrong one. There we go. And I can do this, and then do it again. I'll heal myself in a second. I won't need to. It's fine. He's using Living Dead at 12,000 HP. He's also not interrupting the torpedoes, though, so that might be part of the problem. Sir? Are you okay? Let's see. Yeah, Fae Union will keep him. I'll just do this in case anybody else needs it. Because the next pull is small, if I remember right. I think it's only like 3 things. Yeah. Well, I burned on my Fae bar, but that's good because you can literally only use it on Ether Pact now, so, you know. That's fine. I'll get another Fuoth. Don't shoot him yet, he isn't doing the thing. Oh, that's gonna pop immediately. Never mind. Oh no, it did. Okay. Sorry, I haven't been looking at chat. It takes a little more concentration when you're sick, I guess. I don't know if I need this really, but I'll put it up.
Well, at the very least during the cutscene you can blow your nose.
That's true.
Spoiler alert, there's a cutscene.
Before the boss. Oh, the boss is gonna suck too. What if my lack of equilibrium in the real world takes place in the game too?
Oh god, we have to do that.
Isn't that gonna make that a little bit of a problem?
Fuck that entire mechanic with a vice grip.
Yeah, Eos will guide the way. Ooh, there's a treasure coffer. Oh, the Reaper's got it. Okay.
A Fey pistol.
Well, you know what to do.
Now they're just laughing at me.
They literally are, though. And speaking of laughing, there's the shell
Blow your
crown.
nose.
But will they get the last laugh? I wiped it, it's fine. Let's see if Agthon gets the last laugh. Oh, look, he turned into a red mage? Question mark? He's dressed dapperly enough. Alright, here we go.
Okay, so do this, do that. Let's start out with this.
You aspire to be like Trust Alice. One day you will sprint over that mechanic. That's funny. I admire your chutzpah. No, wait, I should spread this. Hope that hits us. It did. It did. I wasn't sure. I'm not used to Galvanize being over 5 yalms. It's so weird to me that I can just spread it from like 15 yalms away now. I got you. It's not even like... Oh, hang on. I think he's looking at us. Yeah, he is. He should move. I can't fix that call.
God is not real. Y'all missed it, but since you can't see my screen, but I was zoomed in really close to the
I always do that when I'm a toad too. I always zoom in real close. Okay, here's the mechanic. So he's starting the finale over there, and we have to get across this gold saucer-esque platforming puzzle in order to get there. If you fall off, you just have to start from back at the beginning of it. But we have to be inside of his aura in order to make this part move faster. So, like, we can't damage him from outside the aura. It's not too bad. I've done enough to gold saucer stuff to not have a problem too much with this, honestly. So
most players are not, because most of the time, most of the reaction that I have to that mechanic the first time is
yeah, fair enough. A Song of Terror? What kind of Song of Terror is it? Not like that, Cole. By that Song of Terror, he means reusing a boss sprite from, what was this in? St. Mossien's hard mode?
No, it was in the fucking Void Arc, I think.
Was it in the Void Arc? Yeah, maybe it is in the Void Arc. I guess they just use this a lot. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. I'm gonna rescue you.
Yuck.
Aren't you glad I rescued you out of that?
I would have ruined my outfit.
And we didn't want
And
that.
my other outfits. I would have had to take a 3-day bath.
Now stay over here because he's flailing. Yeah, we would have had to take a 3-day bath somewhere other than Ilmeg because the Fuath would have unblessed the water or something. Run again, by the way.
Had to drill.
Oh, why do you have a tick of this? Oh, you got hit by a tentacle, didn't you? Yeah.
Probably.
Not you, the tank got hit by a tentacle. Okay, he's back to normal. No more bullshit. I should probably do this. Hold on. Yeah, because the tank's gonna get smacked otherwise. Oh, nice.
Are you LBing? That's 30%.
Maybe we'll get the LB1 back. You never know.
Fair enough.
I think this is the... Yeah, I thought so. I can't fix this bleed on everyone. Thanks for taking that away from Celine, by the way, Square Enix. So I'll just whisper. It'll be fine. Worst comes to worst, use your second wind or something. Can I fix this bleed? I should probably fix that on the tank first, shouldn't I? Look away. Also run. Alright, now I got a question for you. Now I got a question for you.
Just called Totem.
Now I got a question for you. Why wasn't that called Frog Song? He has a violin, and Frog Song is literally one of the standard Blue Mage skills. Oh, I know why, because they're not going to make Blue Mage 80. Now I am sad. Good job, team.
Thank you, Square Enix, for putting in an out-of-dungeon class and then forgetting about it. An expansion after they did it.
They realized that they didn't like it. And by
they should just take it out of the game, then.
And by that I mean the idea of those sorts of classes, you know. I'll take the sling.
It's a Fey axe.
It sure is. And you got it. Does that mean you'll play warrior again?
Maybe, if you ask nicely.
Maybe I'll ask the auspice version. It'll probably be easier for her to transition over because she just has access to all your job crystals.
If you take long enough, he tries to turn into Ku from Void Ark again, fails, and then actually can't fucking move for a short time.
And no one sees that because of power creep. I don't remember ever seeing that, honestly, so power creep must have been real, even in Shadowbringers itself. Thank you. I've done this several times, so... By the way, there will be certain situations...
Oh, I hate that.
...later in this X-Pack where you actually want to get hit by quote-unquote Frog Song. Spoilers for a boss we'll be fighting later, but... Yeah.
I hate that they're just eyes in the water. I despise that.
I mean, I used to, like, get a little bit of Azura when I was cooking certain types of pasta because the bubbles that came out of it used to remind me of eyeballs, so... Thankfully, I got over that. Anyway, Angthan, how'd I do?
Have it no other way. Seldom have I enjoyed such sport.
That's because most of the people that come here can't keep up with your tricks.
We have satisfied thy demands. Wilt thou now satisfy ours?
Yeah, this mechanic was how they showed off trust, because Alice sprints over the bridge when Philia cautiously walks, and Urianger just teleports to the other side. Personality mechanics form, yeah, and that's fair. It's good that they can show off that personality in the way that the characters tackle those situations, although I want whatever Urianger did, just to skip that mechanic altogether. But that never happens, so...
Ethereal manipulation.
Yeah, that would be nice. How are you so low on MP? Scholar's the healer you have the most MP on at all times. I think after... Because once you get to 78 and you get the Sacred Soil buff that basically turns it into Asylum, Scholar's MP is really comfy after that. Up until then, I feel like MP is a little tight because you have to rely on more GCD healing or spamming Lust trait in order to keep tanks up. But after that, Sacred Soil has a regen and is a tank cooldown at the same time. That's nuts, and that's every 30 seconds. That's nuts. Like, that's easily the best upgrade in this entire X-Pack. Like, Recitation's nuts too, but Sacred Soil is absurd. By the way, your Caracol works the exact same way from 78 onward, so... Good luck with that.
Of course. Of course.
Good. They seem
there
reasonable.
It is. The relic you seek. Yours for the taking. Have care you do not break it though, yes.
It's true. You probably... Somebody else should carry it because if I cough too hard, I'll drop it, so...
Breaks the MacGuffin.
Yeah. Well, shit. Now we can't kill Titania. No one uses soil, though. I understand that because before this X-Pack, I didn't really use soil either because people on the internet told me it was bad. So I'm trying to break that cycle. Thank you? I guess. You wouldn't be the first person who's hit on me in this entire adventure.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Actually, Feo Ul would have words with you about that, so... I don't know if that's possible.
Yes, one of us.
Like, what do they think they're gonna do?
Oh no.
One of us!
What a fine idea! Why ever didn't I think of that? You may have the crown, but in exchange, we will have you!
I had a feeling this was too easy. People on the internet were stupid AF. You did Cast Meridian when you soil for the pulls. You never used Adler or Physics. Soil's strong AF. I know, it's tank cooldown. I don't know why people would shit on it so hard. It's every 30 seconds and I get plenty of ether flow stacks. I can burn it on a soil sometimes. Like, come on.
Wake up, damn you!
Ardbird, I'm fine. I can breathe underwater, dude. Did you not get to that part of my archives yet? You're in my soul, man. You have free reign. Just look.
You're alive. Thank the gods. I don't know where you learned to breathe underwater, but it's lucky you can.
Yeah, you never got to that part of the source. There's some turtle people that are really, really helpful in that department. Let me take a drink before I die.
Burn water, though.
I need a drink that isn't tainted by the Fuath. There.
I'm sure you had your reasons. But the first rule of dealing with the Fuath is do not deal with the Fuath.
Well, we came to bargain, and it turns out we came out of it okay, as long as, you know, Alphino and Urianger didn't drown. And Minfilia. Yeah, and then we would have been Fuath, so that's fun.
Your friends are safely back on dry land, in case you were wondering. They'll be searching for you, I expect.
It kind of makes me wonder, though, how Alphino and Urianger and Minfilia lived. Like, did the Fuath not, like, hold down the flush button long enough? They were just like, okay, well, we'll just press it for a couple of seconds, and they'll be dead. Surely they won't have a good swimmer with them that can just get them to the surface fast enough. Like, does it mean the Fuath are just incompetent? I mean, I'm glad they are. My friends are alive as a result of it, so Square Enix can exploit them for marketing more, but, you know...
That's the real capital of the kingdom of Verber down there. It's seen better days.
I'll say. It's underwater now, so...
They were a stubborn lot, the Verbertites. Set in their ways. But once you got to know them, you couldn't find a more welcoming people.
Sounds familiar. Sounds like most of the people I've met on this journey.
Over in winter, being up in the mountains. So we'd pull up our chairs round the fire and trade tales over steaming bowls of lamb stew. The street lamps burned hot and bright outside.
So, in case you hadn't made the connection yet based on where it is on the world map of the first, this is first Ishgard.
And anyone else who might remember. Everything we did. Everything we gave. What was it for?
It bought me just enough time, Artbert, to blow my nose again. Hold on.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Muted on your end as well.
Hmm.
Or rather, I wouldn't be muted on your end as well because it only mutes in OBS, so. We need more world building like this. Seeing the other shards interest the fuck out of you. Well, they have plenty of other shards to go explore if they decide to do that rather than taking us out into the reaches of space, so... Guess it just depends on where they decide to go first.
But
I wonder. I hope you'll have a better answer in this when all's said and done.
Well, if I have anything to say about it, these Light Wardens won't have an answer at all because they'll be dead, so... Then I'll be the only one left to answer. Why is my character only just now putting together that this is Ishgard?
Furious mauling upon seeing that shield.
Didn't see the 6.3 trailer. You have both questions and concerns. Yeah, I didn't watch it because I'm not planning on playing it, so I didn't watch it.
I am. I haven't watched it because for some godforsaken reason these goddamn trailers always fucking spoil shit!
Yeah, so maybe it's better not to watch it so you don't get spoiled. Okay, you're a little closer to shore. Are our friends okay? Wait, I think I see them. Never mind. I mean, not go through the lilies. I'm already having enough problems with, you know, stuff today. I don't think I need myself getting allergies from these water lilies as well. I actually don't know if I'm allergic to water lilies, though, thinking about it. Okay, well, here's Alice and Urianger. What about the rest? I don't know if that's a good idea. How much did you swim, Alice? Like, you can't be exhausted because of the fact that you were underwater, because you have the blessing too, so were you swimming, like, a lot, or... Oi. Why were you guys looking so hard? Like, at this point, I'm sure that everyone except Minfilia would know I have the blessing of water. If you don't know that, then why didn't we tell each other this after we got back from Stormblood? Yeah, it's all good. Why were you worried, though? You were there when I got the blessing. You have the What's Allie say? Never mind.
I'll let the poor girl worry at you for 10 fucking seconds. You're only her best friend.
No, she just has a crush on me that she will never requite. Not just because I won't actually return the favor, but because Square Enix won't ever tell you that, because it's easier for them to market her if the crush is unrequited. And, you know, tsundere-ish, so then they can play off of that trope, so... Yeah, we didn't die like you guys thought. Hopefully it was still entertaining, though. Oh, must be the Yulmorans. I guess they finally got here. Surprised they didn't.
Took them long enough.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised they didn't shoot me down when I was on my way through to the Crystarium again. Yes, you can play with them all you want. See, I told you these guys would make good allies. Excuse me. Oh, good. The twins are going to be captive again. Yeah, they can help you think up tricks, actually. Well, it's in good hands. I'll just let Urianger and Thancred carry everything, and Minfilia. So, I've done this sort of thing before, so I think we'll be okay. Alright, so that takes care of that. So I guess it's us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 then. I'll get Confucius back as well. That should help things out. A visit to the New Moon. Alright, well, they might be able to help out. Especially since we have the Fuat's gift and the Pixie's gift, so now we need the Nemu's gift and then the Amaro's gift, so. Alright, where are we going first? Okay. Seems like they're in their disposition. It's in their disposition, the Nemu. So.
Don't you just love how they sneakily wrote red and blue out of this part of the story?
I guess the Pixies needed somebody to play with, and they were like, hey, so Alphinaud and Alice have pretty much gotten more character development in the last X-Pack than Urianger and Thancred and Minfilia did in all of the X-Pack combined up to this point, so... Let's just,
you know, the more that I play Shadowbringers, the more that I go back to this expansion, the more I realize that I don't like it as much as I probably did. Probably far more than you do, but...
No, that's fine. Like,
But then I look back on Endwalker, so. And then I look back on Endwalker, like, running through the same moments in my head again, since I played that more recently, I'm just like, the quality really did just jump, like, 1,000,000 times between expansions. Comparing Alphinaud and Alice in this expansion to how they are in Endwalker, night and day. Actually.
Well, it probably makes sense because they needed, like, some time to basically figure out how they wanted to market Alphinaud and Alice, so they had this X-Pack as kind of like a testing grounds for them, and then they, made some tweaks and rewrote them in certain ways so that they could be, again, more marketable. And this is...
Alphinaud and Alice's story in Endwalker is... I love it. This is why I'm sad we're not going to be going through Endwalker, because it sucks that we're ending off on an expansion that you don't necessarily think is of the highest quality, when the one that actually ends the story, rather than us hijacking canon, is, like, in my opinion, like, Heaven's Ward good. Because, like, then we're ending it off with, like, a sour taste in our mouth.
Yeah, well, it won't be a sour taste because we'll hijack the canon and make the ending appropriate, which will... please me specifically, because I like when we do that sort of stuff.
There's a B rank over there, by the way.
There sure is. Big flower basket. I need to go to Kalani. Alright. I need to go below my nose. Hold on a sec. I
think I misheard you. Just say hijacking Canada.
No, I live too close to the Canadian border. There would be repercussions for that. Hijacking the canon of the story. Sorry, my mouth and my throat doesn't want to work. Again, this is a stress test today. I'm trying to see how bad it is talking for 2.5 straight-ish hours.
Don't die.
I'm not gonna die. It's just more talking than I've done in the past 4 days, so combined. Like, I haven't done 2.5 hours worth of talking in the past 4 days combined. Also, I left you behind, sorry.
I think one of the things is that, yeah, we are hijacking the canon, but just, I don't know what it is. It's that same kind of thing where it's just like, if we ended off on Stormblood, I would probably be madder than I am that we're ending off on Shadowbringers, but like, it just feels weird to me, you know? Like, yeah. I went through Endwalker, I enjoyed, I cried in that, and as you all know, or
yeah,
maybe
but
you don't
know the things
it
that
is very difficult for me to cry to video games.
But you know the things that I don't like about Shadowbringers, and because of the fact that nobody complained about them when Shadowbringers was out, that means that they're also present in Endwalker, and you know I'd be bitching about them.
Yeah, I guess it's more just like, it's less about the whole like, oh, you'd be bitching the whole time, and more just like, I feel like there would be moments in Endwalker where you had legitimately positive reactions to some of the things happening, and it's a need to have you see them because I feel like, you know, it would be nice to have you see some of these characters complete their character development, like Alphino, Alice, and especially Urianger.
Yeah, but even okay, so I guess it would be nice to see that because then they'd have more character development than they've had for the actual playthrough so far, but up until this X-Pack, the Scions have basically been bit characters this whole time. Like, it's really... They haven't even been, like, secondary protagonists. They've mostly just been kind of background characters in most cases. The only ones that really got greater than that treatment have been Alphino, Alice, and Lise. And Lise isn't even with us anymore. She's in, you know, Girabania doing her own thing with the new Alamegan country. So this X-Pack is really the only situation where the Scions are going to have significant character development out of the whole entire time that we've been here, so...
Oh, trust me, they get significant character development in Walker. Like, holy shit.
And I guess it would extrapolate on what they get here, but... I don't know if I'd... I'm fine. I don't know if they'd... if I'd rather they just... you know, let us develop the characters that have actually been secondary protagonists, which have been, you know, Confucius, Interceptor, Parvati, Rory, Aggro, although Aggro, I think, stopped being a secondary protagonist when we got to Stormblood. And then the other people who were on for the streams before this that have not shown up yet for this one, so... And I don't think they will, because they don't like my opinion on Shadowbringers, so...
I guess it's sort of a thing, because a part of me wants to believe that if we played Endwalker together, if we went through the whole story, if we beat it and then ended off where the canon's supposed to technically end off, there would be partially more satisfaction to be had, plus, like, I don't know what it is, but I'm utterly convinced that you would like a lot of the character development the NPCs get in Endwalker, because all of them end off on satisfying conclusions, and if my frank opinion, a lot of the plot holes that are in Shadowbringers and across the 5 expansions of total, I honestly feel like Endwalker's ending is incredibly satisfying and closes a lot of those loopholes and opens the door for new stories to be told in the world. Like, it is just... It is a lot. They managed to close a lot of the problems that you have with it, and I feel like as a whole, it just kind of completes everything, I guess the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just nostalgic because there was a couple of scenes in Endwalker which fucking destroyed me.
Yeah, well, that's fair. And
not even like the sad way, but just in the holy hot damn, I've been watching this character develop for 5 expansions, and this is the finale, and it's worth every second.
Yeah. And I ain't trying to be the person that takes that away from me, I just don't...
But also, there's a part of me that feels like if I forced you to play Endwalker like I did Shadowbringers, you would grow even more bitter and be even more angry and would probably rate Endwalker as like the worst expansion ever.
Well, I wouldn't say you forced me to play Shadowbringers.
You don't want to get all the cough up all your mucus before.
What happened with Shadowbringers, I guess I can talk about it now, is Espy and Cole told me when so this is like a month after I stopped playing Gothic 3, I think. I was totally down and out in video games. I hadn't played anything in like 3 weeks. And SB and Cole said, you know, before you stop playing video games forever, you should play Shadowbringers because it's the best X-Pack ever, and nothing will ever top it. And then Endwalker came out, and they both changed their tunes. It's fine. It's normal. You know, it's an upward trend. You'd think it would continue upward. And then I played Shadowbringers, and I was very, very disappointed by it. And I admit personally that a lot of that was subjective bias based on the fact that I honestly didn't want to play video games, period, at that point in time. Which is why I wanted to come back and play it now, so that I could see if I was on the nose with how I felt about it then, or if I was being unfair. And so far, I think I was mostly on the nose about it, but I want to try to be objective in this playthrough, or as objective as I can be, and that's why I want to play it a second time all the way through to really get that cemented in my head, whether that's the way I feel about it. And that's part of the reason why I'm not playing Endwalker, because I feel like by the time this is over, judging by what we've seen so far, I'm not going to have a positive opinion of Shadowbringers, and that will cement in my head. And see, for me, it's easier for me to forgive when it's A Realm Reborn. I don't really forgive it that much. It's still really low on my list. But it's easier for me to forgive it when it's their first outing, because it's like, okay, they can improve on this. Now, it's harder for them to improve on this because they have such a large following, and they have such a big player base, and they have people who aren't willing to tell them, okay, and criticize them for, okay, this is what's right and this is what's wrong. Because in a large project like this, you naturally get a community that says it's the best thing ever, and they silence opinions of other people who have a lower or a more critical opinion of it. Not saying that Cole or SB did that. They did not do that. They took my opinion in stride. SB chose never to talk to me again about it. That's fine. Cole obviously is still here, so that's also fine. But yeah, I just know for a fact that the things that I don't like in Shadowbringers will show up again. And I don't want to put myself through that a second time, because I feel like I will just be bitter about it, and I don't want to do that, so. Yeah.
We should probably continue with this cutscene.
We gotta get to Plani before I...
Once we...
Yeah, we gotta get to Plani before I die, so. You love Excellium's videos. How are they still able to fucking progress? No one has a strength or a magic stat. I saw another, another upcoming Fire Emblem challenge run channel that I gotta send you videos for. It was in my recommended today. I'll see if I remember it from my watch history, and I'll see if I can send it to you so you can check it out, because it's like a really small channel. The guy's like got a couple hundred subscribers, I think. So I don't know how I managed to filter my recommended to only show me like low subscriber people now, but there it is.
Absolutely goated.
I think I've beaten the game somehow. The algorithm came. Anyway, Urion J wants us to keep going, I think. I haven't been looking at what he's been saying. Sorry. Same thing that you'd expect him to say. He's reassessing his conviction of the whole thing, so.
Let the poor man reassess his position. He's got a lot of fucking character development to do.
It's true. Oh, more pixies. Hello. What can we do for you? If you have any business inquiries, you'll have to take it up with Feoul. Oh, okay. No, probably not. I was gonna say, maybe you shouldn't have said anything, Urion J.
Last time I had your opinion.
I'm invisible now. Or was I never there to begin with? Oh, they teleported us, okay. Urion J, this looks familiar. I don't think this is where we were going. Yeah. So how do we get around them?
Very carefully.
Last time I had my opinion, voiced it, and pissed people off because people you talk to like Shadowbringers, and they were hyped for Endwalker. Get it, you like Shadowbringers, and I didn't. Stop demonizing me for being an unironic contrarian. Again, just want to reinforce the fact that those two separate opinions they are not mutually exclusive. They can exist in the same realm of being, and they don't destroy one another. The fabric of reality does not collapse when both of those things happen. I'm not saying this for your sake, Marie. I'm saying this for the sake of the other people who were saying this to you. And on top of that, the people who are saying that to you need to reassess their opinion of Shadowbringers, because they can say they like it, but if the scruples of a single opinion cause them to feel like their opinion is in danger, then their opinion is not well founded, and they need to create a greater foundation for it. It's part of the reason why I wanted to pull Cole along for this, is because this way he likes Shadowbringers more than I do. Now he can fully assess it for himself while I go through it with a fine-tooth comb, and he can kind of say, okay, this is explicitly what I do like about it, and then he can... It lets him have a fuller opinion of this anyway, and I always appreciate things better when I have a full opinion of them. So... The average 14 fan you talk to doesn't understand it. Well, I know that. They cried when they saw Tesleen in the dungeon. Most of the people that... you know what? I'm going to stop before I get myself in trouble. Anyway, Urion J, let's figure out how to get past these pixies. I was about to get myself in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fake cloak, huh? Okay. I forget how this goes, but I think if I remember right, people complained about it because they said it was too difficult. Meanwhile, I'm gonna, like, have 3 things walking directly behind me and they're still not gonna see me, so that's funny. Oh, are you doing it right now as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, but Confucius can walk behind me, that's fine. Like, this is weird, right? Like, Confucius should have a cloaking device on him too, because he's a party member. But, anyway. I don't remember where the pixies are here specifically, though. Oh, there they are. I forget if you have to, like, walk around them, or what the case might be. Oh, no, you know what it is? It's just you have to not get caught by the witch weeds. That's what it is, so. And this lasts a total of, like... I want to say 120 seconds, this fake cloak, so you have to do all this in 2 minutes. Or less. Not too bad, though. I've been a ninja before. I literally could have done this on Ninja, now that I think about it. I could have just hidden and walked directly through them, and I would have been none the wiser. Then again, I wouldn't have gotten Rory through here, so, you know. We gotta make sure that Rory can get through here, too. But yeah, you got to get over to that section there. And the witchweed is looking directly at it, so I'm going to go to the opposite wall. Because you can run directly past the pixies. They don't notice you. It's just... the witchweeds will. Bless you. That's not a good sign.
You're infecting me from long distance.
Did that feel like a sick sneeze, or did it feel like a... Because I have 2 different sneezes, you know. I have a sick sneeze and a dust...
That was a dust sneeze. That was
yeah,
100% a dust sneeze.
I was going to say, you have different... You might have different sneezes like I do.
Doesn't understand.
So.
I just hate that I tend to not like certain things and people treat me like an asshole because I don't like this thing everyone else seems like. I remember when Stormblood was live.
Yeah, I remember you telling me the horror stories about when Stormblood was live, and people definitely didn't like your opinion of that either. So.
These people are assholes.
Yeah, I'm sorry that people are like that to you, Murray. Honestly, I think you need to play this game with people that are more open-minded.
I think the one thing about something like 14 especially, and part of the reason why I can look at the good more than the bad, is that I have previous MMO experience, and I know just how fucking awful some other open-world multiplayer on open-world games are. Like, I have experience in WoW, I have experience in several others, it's just...
Yeah.
14 is the best because it does... basically everything that those games do wrong right. Like, if you think that the story in 14 infuriates you, Jimmy, World of Warcraft's story would put you in an asylum, actually.
Which is why I will never play World of Warcraft or any other MMO after this, because I've already played what everyone considers to be the best, and I find it middling at best, so... Yeah, no. Sorry. Don't think I'm playing WoW anytime soon. Hey, look at Nimu. Hello there.
Hello there, how are your humors?
Is this a problem? Did I say something wrong? I guess I should have studied up on Nimu culture before we got here.
Just a tiny bit.
Oh. They're beside themselves with the fact that they feel a desperate, unerring desire to serve us. Because it makes them excited, like dogs. So, is it weird that I didn't really see Nimu as dogs until they turned them into dogs in this game? Like, in 12, I kind of just looked at them like non-wrinkly Yodas. And then this game comes along and they're like, no, they're dogs. And I'm like, what the fuck? They're dogs? I never saw it.
What the dog doing?
Well, we know now. Serving humans. You didn't think they were dogs and you obsess with them. Okay, well then, fair enough. I'm glad I'm not the only one. So, you converse with random people. That's the mistake. That's why you stay away from the social elements. Yeah, you know, fair enough. I'll be honest, the social elements of this game have never really done it for me either. I've never found a free company that I've really meshed with. So, that's the plan. I'm going to defeat the Light Warden. You guys will get to see the Knight for the first time in a while. They've probably been alive long enough to remember what Knight looks like, but... Well, that's not what we're planning on doing. We're not setting the king free. We're going to kill him. Maybe we shouldn't tell them that yet.
We're going to fix the problem, we promise.
Yes. That's a good way of putting it. Oh. Well, I can see how you feel that way, but we will defeat Titania, so just hand over the goddamn stat. Don't be a dick, me. What the hell? You guys don't know how I work, do you? It's fine. I can just shoot a satellite beam out of my arms like Rory's LB3, so it'll be fine. By the way, when you use satellite cannon in this area, does it use light ether?
Aye.
Are we sure that's okay? It's a good thing you haven't had to use it yet, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll defeat the Sin Eaters. And bring back your mushroom home. Aren't mushrooms not good for dogs? That's a good thing Ariane J already has like an in with these guys. Makes our job easier. Turn of the moon, huh? That's a little bit of time, yeah. Well, maybe if they saw the Umoran army coming, they'll expedite their thought process? Oh god. He's trained them Pavlovianly. Oh my god, he's using the words. I know what he's doing. You bastard! Those are my triggers! Urian J, why you gotta use their safe words like that, man? That's not cool. I know we're in a hurry, but I don't know if we don't need to go that far. Oh, yeah, I suppose maybe you guys should, like, try to intrigue with the pixies down in Little Iran so that you could be closer to the border where humans live. Because then you could, like, actually start trade with them. Why didn't we get the Namu as a beast tribe, by the way? Like, since they weren't going to be a playable race, I feel like this that they say here, where they've been starved of man's patronage, that would have been interesting, establishing a trade route with the Namu. I mean, I understand why we got the Pixies, and I do like the Pixies Beast Tribe quest, but it feels like this one would have been more appropriate, because now the dogs are stuck up there with no patronage being given to them by man. I guess the Pixies might be able to help them with that, though. You fucking dick, stop bullying them. Down RP, you don't go to venues. Your boyfriend told you this game has a bar scene, and your thought was, what the fuck happened in the 2 years that you were gone? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of bars in the game, actually. Like, you can find all kinds of crazy shit in Party Finder. There was one time where they had a Chocobo-themed coffee shop, and I went there on my alt character, which is explicitly the character that I spent, like, how long was it, Cole? Like 2 months getting the racing Chocobo mask? And I revolved all of her glamours around the racing Chocobo mask. So I went there explicitly to be like a cameo appearance for them, and it boosted the people that went there because there was like a cavalcade following me in after a little while. It's kind of funny. Okay, sure, we can help you guys out for a little bit while you guys go get the Stone Scepter. But yeah, Cole's right. It took about 2 months, I'm pretty sure. Basically what I did was I did like 30 minutes of Chocobo racing per day, every day or no, 20 minutes of Chocobo racing per day, every day for 2 months. And that spread it out enough to get the thingy. So it wasn't too bad. Excuse me. You came back after a 2-year hiatus and saw that there were bars, and what the fuck? Seriously, you were gone for 1 X-Pack. What the fuck happened in that time? People got good at house decorating, I guess.
Actually.
Sure, I'll help you guys out. Marn Osa, huh? Let's hope they aren't going to stab me with their swords like that other time. Okay, I'll go check it out then. Before I do that, though, we're going to definitely go hit up the Aetheryte and also the, whatchamacallit, the Summoning Stone. Where the hell are you, anyway?
Oh, I'm still in the cutscene. Shit.
Oh.
I got distracted.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, you're still at the entrance. I thought they teleported you, like, all over the place or something.
Oh!
Yeah, like threw you back to literal Iran. Be like, nope, just teleporting to him. Here's an ether current right here. I didn't need to do that, but, you know. How do we get this one again? Oh, we just jump on the mushrooms. Okay, fair enough. I'll do a little light platforming. Even though I don't have my controller plugged in. That's how I do a lot of the platforming stuff in this game. I just plug a controller in. It's way easier. And again, if we don't find all the ether currents before we finish out our time in here, we're going to go for all the ether currents anyway. So we'll just find them when we're actively searching for the quest ones. It'll be fine. You'd have me come out to visit the one that you share with your boyfriend. That requires data center travel. Yeah, that's true, and I'm still not really familiar with that. I guess I could figure it out, but, you know. The Summoning Stone, incidentally, Cole, is on the opposite side of the village, so you can just pick it up on your way out, because I think a quest sends us out that way. So, hang on, Confucius. I've mostly just had you walking around so far, but that's fine. Can keep me safe. You can give them the stink eye if they try to walk up on me.
Brought up in your general direction.
Mm-hmm.
Throw hands with you, if you will.
Yeah, that. You're counting leaves? Do you... I don't want to ask, but do you need some help? Hi.
Mortal.
I mean, I guess you could give me a little stitch up. I'm sure some of this stuff probably went to ends when I was, you know, trying to be drowned by the Fuath. Okay, moss fungus legs. I can go get that. They are out the opposite side, so let's go out the opposite side after Cole gets the ether current. You saw someone fucking speedrun the jumping puzzle from the last summer? Yeah, that's a difficult puzzle, for sure. Demon magic, yeah, I don't know how they managed it. It's quite tough, that's for sure. Still getting the ether current?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay. I'm just heading out to go get the moss fungus legs, so.
Fungus. I'm on the way out.
Okay. You want me to wait before I tackle one of the moss fungi? How many do we need? Oh, 2. Okay, so I'll kill one, and then when you get here, you can kill the other one. They beat it in less than 2 minutes. How the fuck? Yeah, I got nothing. That's respect.
Bonkers.
Absolutely absurd. I will read my book while I wait for you. I told you, demon magic, pretty much, yeah. Like, you jokingly say black magic in regards to a lot of things, but how the fuck? Yeah, that's not even like black magic, that's like TAS. It's tool-assisted shit. Oh boy. Oh, good, oh, good, you're here. Have some searing light, friend. They're both attacking us, so good luck. I'll hit the other one. Bahamut! Oh, okay. Well, that takes care of that, I guess. I think I need to slow down with this whole Bahamut thing, huh? He's hitting as hard as he hit us when we fought him the first time in T13. You'll all have to forgive me if I take certain moments to just be quiet. It's a blessing in disguise. I'm not sure it's entertaining, but the stress test did not go 100% efficiently today, to say the least. I'm at like 80%, I think. Again, the real problem is that the cough is catchy, so like it goes deep down in your lungs. So every time you take a deep breath, which I do often when I'm, you know, doing this sort of stuff, because I have to talk and project, it makes you feel like you desperately have to cough, and it's not really a whole lot of fun. Oh, did you do other quests? Was I, like, stringing you along there because you already got the legs, or...?
Oh, no, I have the... Oh, no, I got the legs with you. You're good.
Oh, okay. We have 2 legs to give, right? So let's give him 2 legs.
2 leg.
There you go. Well, good. I'm glad that I remembered the quest that was marked on my thingamajigger, so... You know what? I can respect that, actually. That makes a lot of sense in my head. Cool. Thanks. Let me know if you see anything that you may need inspecting. Or I could just dismiss it because I'm a fucking idiot. Why would I not take a free repair? That's fantastic. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to need 1,500 gold to repay you. Are you questioning my integrity? Anyway, now you have access to a repairman. I actually really like the way that you go about doing business in the Nemu village because of stuff like this. You do this quest and you unlock the repairman. You do the next quest and you unlock a shop. That's cool. Like, because it explicitly builds the lore while simultaneously offering you services that are not available in the village otherwise. So if you came here somehow before you lifted the pall or before you did Don Meg, you wouldn't be able to access their services because the Nemu wouldn't trade with you. You weren't the person that they wanted to serve, so... Anyway, gotta go see Isguff. So, there it is. There was a tweet that said something along the lines of, I climbed to escape my demons. Oh, that's the speedrun there, okay. I mean, they definitely escaped the demons, unless the demons were the reason they were able to climb that fast in the first place.
The only demon there is them. They're a speed demon. That's the joke.
Yeah, fair enough. What do you say? One more quest, then we call it a day?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I need to rest.
Because I just realized that I am very hard dissociating because I looked at my bank account, unfortunately, in the middle of the stream and had an existential crisis.
Oh, fun.
Oh, God. Why do I have no money?
You will, once you get your job. That's all. Noxious mushrooms. Okay, flame spores. Oh, good. Noxious mushrooms while I'm sick. Fantastic. It's a good thing I'm wearing a mask. Okay. Sounds like a plan. I wonder if he's got any Gasol grains. I guess I'll find out once I pluck the mushrooms. Also, don't step on their tails, because that's a terrible idea.
I will not do that.
They finished in 67 seconds. How the fuck, yeah. Black hole space magic. Using biotics to teleport to the top of the course.
Top of the leaderboards.
Yeah. Can I go up this? Yes, I can. Good. I'm gonna guess it's not up here, though. Unless it is up here.
I once saw a tweet on the subject of stepping on dogs' tails. That was just like, I stepped on my dog's tail by accident today, and he had to spend approximately 3.5 hours reminding me that I am not an awful person by licking my face aggressively.
Oh my god. Yeah, they get over that pretty quickly, but still, it feels terrible when you actually do it, you know?
You just like, I don't deserve you. And the dog's just like, what you do, friend.
That's because we've, you know, selectively bred dogs to be hypersocial like that, though, so.
Dogs are great.
Mm-hmm. They're better than we deserve. They did, like, 3 skips. You can skip parts of the fucking jumping puzzle? How? Yeah. There were certain... I think there were certain little skips that you could do in the one that I did for that stupid meme video that I did for my second channel. So... Oh, no, I didn't look in the western entrance. I'll go check.
Stretch.
Stretch break?
My back.
Mm. See, the advantage that I have, even though I am sick, is the fact that because when I sit down and I'm sick, I've got this little pillow that I stick behind my back. So I've been constantly doing a stretch break the entire day, basically. Like, I can go back a little bit, and then I can go forward a little bit, and then I've stretched myself. So.
I need to start giving myself a system with this fucking game that I've been playing on my phone. I can only buy IRL stuff once a month.
Oh, and spending money on it? I was going to say, you should probably save your money since you still need to buy plane tickets.
Yeah, I know. Not spending that much money on it.
A gaze from the entrance.
Find the owner of the gaze.
Oh, Minfilia. Okay, I was going to say, is someone watching me? Yes, she is. And you had nothing better to do than to watch me pick mushrooms? Okay. I don't want to yell at the girl.
I feel like she knows something.
Yeah, she knows that these Nemu are cute and she wants to pet them. But they only let you do that once you've done all of their tasks for them.
Listen, they are dogs, but they also resemble capybara, therefore.
I mean, the best of both worlds.
Capybara are just the most adorable things I think I have ever seen. I want one.
They're so chill.
I will buy an entire pool for them.
I mean, you could move to Brazil. I think I just stepped on one of the tails because I was auto-walking and wiping my nose. I'm sorry.
You did not on my screen, mercifully.
Okay, good.
You just stepped on multiple mushrooms.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. It was not a stupid meme video. It was the usual jump puzzle experience, still through the one in Kugane. Yeah, I thought about doing that one before playing this as well, but I was like, yeah, I don't want to drag this out longer than it already has to be.
Capybara or axolotl?
It's a good question.
Capybara.
I would have to go with axolotl because I've actually seen an axolotl myself. I've never seen a capybara in person, but the biology lab at school had an axolotl, and I got to feed it and everything else like that, and it was the most precious thing I have ever seen. So.
What the coconut dog doing?
Yeah, that's right, because you guys probably did some stuff around Wilbertenberg when it was still up and running, huh?
Don't die.
Gruena's licked, huh? This is why we need to stop, by the way. It's because I'm almost out of water. It has nothing to do with anything else. So.
Well, we're at a good stopping off point, at least.
It's true. But they live on in your hearts, and isn't that the important part? I mean, that doesn't really, you know, it isn't good consolation. They're dead, so. Alright, well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And he'll even give me a coffer with a ring in it that I can desynth. So that's good. Widlad, huh? Okay, well. What do they have to offer me?
More wares.
Oh, under the weather, huh? Boy, I can feel that one. Like I said, I've been coughing so much the past 72 hours that I definitely wasn't sure if I was going to be up and up for today's stream. Technically speaking, I wasn't, but I'll be honest with you, I literally cannot afford to not play. This project is already going to be too long as it is if I take too many breaks. And I'm already going to be doing it for as long as I am. It's going to be a long time before we move on to something I actually want to play. Oh, those are actually chairs. I'll go sit in the other one. As long as it's alright with the Nemu here. Which it probably is. Yeah, better than boiling them. Use them as a seat. Sounds like a plan. So, that's going to do it for today's episode of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, the stream edition. We'll just hang out with the Nemu for a little while they cook whatever they're cooking here. And we'll come back and help out Widlad, and then perhaps acquire all the keys to the kingdom to get into the castle on the next episode, which will be on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will hopefully not be dying by then. If it's still as bad as it is today, I'll probably just call my doctor tomorrow and get them to prescribe me something so that it just kills everything else quickly. We'll see. In any case, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one.
What?
Surprised I didn't sneeze at all on this one.
Don't say that.
I'll jinx it.